fall, football, Friday Night Lights. High school football on KSUU Thunder 91.1 is brought to you by Hermes Drive-In, by Township Pharmacy, $5 Pizza, by Wendy's, Ogden's Flooring and Design, and by Brad's Food Hut. With kickoff just moments away, let's head to the field for tonight's gridiron action on Thunder 91.1.
Friday, October 9th, and we find ourselves with just 2 games left in the regular season for the Canyon View Falcons. Cedar Reds tonight taking on the Hurricane Tigers, but we're looking at Canyon View tonight hosting the Desert Hills Thunder in what is the penultimate game of this 2020 football season. Some thought might not happen. In other states, they're starting football this weekend, but here in southern Utah, we're getting close to that close of the regular season with the visiting Desert Hills Thunder coming into Canyon View tonight here in Cedar City. I'm Ryan Steinekert, and welcome to KSUU's presentation of Canyon View Thunder football here on Thunder 91. We'll take a quick break. I've got the scene set. We'll tell you about these 2 teams, how they've done so far this season right after this on Thunder 91.
Wendy's in Cedar City and Hurricane is happy to be a part of bringing broadcasts of high school activities for the youth in this area. Wendy's is open for breakfast early in the day and offers its full menu throughout the day and evening. Drive-up and delivery is available, and they have plenty of specials to choose from. Wendy's of Cedar City and Hurricane. Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy.
Back live at Canyon View High School, I'm Ryan Steinekert. Nate Coombs will be joining me shortly to cover tonight's game, Desert Hills at Canyon View. Let's tell you first about the Desert Hills Thunder, the visitors. And so Desert Hills comes in at 2-6. Just a second. It sounds like we're having some tech issues back at the studio. Oh, got it fixed. Good job, Kylie. All right, so the Desert Hills Thunder come in at 2-6 overall. They've only been around for about 10, 12 years in playing football. The school opened up 10 or 12 years ago, and in that time they've had a lot of success on the gridiron. 2 state championships in 2013 and in 2016. They've got a guy that is currently a University of Oregon football player, Penei Sewell, and he's expected to be one of the top picks in this spring's NFL draft. Desert Hills overall in 12 years, 88-54, but struggling this year, just 1-4 in Region 9. We've got the national anthem coming up right now, so I'll take another quick time out to hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back. We'll tell you more about Canyon View and Desert Hills in tonight's matchup on Thunder 91.
$5 Pizza now has 2 locations in Cedar City. $5 offers pizza in 8-inch to 16-inch sizes. And in addition to the 30-inch Beast, they also have cinnamon bread, cheese bread, and chicken wings. $5 Pizza for carry-out and delivery too. $5 Pizza located at 1390 South Providence Center and now on North Main Street as well. $5 Pizza, happy to support athletics and other activities of local high schools. Ogden's Flooring and Design welcomes you to their showroom floor at 2232 North Main Street in Cedar City. Celeste Johnson and the staff can answer any questions about your flooring projects. 867-1777. That's 867-1777. Ogden's is happy to present this athletic event. Brad's Food Hut is happy to present this broadcast. Brad's is a traditional fixture in Cedar City and features the Bronco Burger, fish and chips, grilled cheese, and grilled turkey sandwiches, chicken sandwiches, shakes, and of course, soft drinks. Brad's is located on North Main Street in Cedar City. Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. Hermes Drive-In is happy to sponsor youth activities in our area. They are located just north of the City Park on Main Street. Hermes features burgers, shakes, fries, and soft drinks, and a variety of other items, including scones. Hermes Drive-In, 294 North Main Street, Cedar City.
Back at Canyon View High School for tonight's matchup on Thunder 91. The Desert Hills Thunder last year went 5-5. They went 5-2 in Region 9 and finished third. One of the struggles they had last year was defense, and it's been a little bit better this year, but their offense has not been real potent so far this year, scoring just 19 points a game overall in 2020, but the Thunder scoring just under 18 points per game in Region 9 play. They're led by sophomore quarterback Noah Fuilatolo, and he's a pretty good passer, strong arm, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions so far through the season. As for the Canyon View Falcons, a very promising start. They beat Payson, they beat Grand, they beat Enterprise, all in dominant fashion. But then since then, and since Region 9 started, it's been quite a struggle. In fact, such a struggle that Canyon View is losing by an average of 33 points per game. They're scoring about 18.5 and allowing 51 points per game. So defensively the defense has been the biggest problem for Canyon View in region games. And look at what they did last week. Again, the defense, a bit of a problem. They allowed 35 points against Hurricane and lost that game by a touchdown, 28-35. So Canyon View is going to have to be good. If we compare some scores and look at what we think might happen tonight, Desert Hills has competed well. Look at Cedar last week. They lost by just 3. They beat Hurricane by 2 touchdowns. They competed well, lost by just a touchdown against Snow Canyon, and lost to Desert Hills to Dixie 13-0. Compare some of those scores, and then Pineview's another one where Desert Hills got blown out by Pineview 49-20. Not too different from what happened with Canyon View and Pineview. But the bottom line is now Canyon View has not competed as well with those teams. Like we talked about, Desert Hills losing to Cedar by 3 last week. Canyon View, as Falcons fans know, lost to Cedar at SUU. It was a Cedar home game, 64-16 2 weeks ago. So Canyon View's defense has got to shore some things up tonight and be better than they have been so far this season, especially in Region 9 play. So Canyon View won the toss. We'll keep an eye on how things go. Canyon View will defer to the second half. And so Desert Hills will receive to start tonight's ball game. Canyon View comes in, as I mentioned, they won their first 3 games, but they've lost 5 in a row and sit at 0-5 in Region 9 play. Now, interestingly enough, so Canyon View is 0-5 in region. Desert Hills is 1-4 in the region. But if you look at the RPI, which is what now the state of Utah, this is the second year of the UHSAA using that RPI rating system, Canyon View actually sits one spot higher than Desert Hills in the RPI. They sit at 16 and 17, respectively, with Canyon View on top. The Falcons are led by Chris Sawyers in his 3rd season coaching the Falcons. He's courtesy of Carson High School in Nevada and then Fort Lewis College in Colorado. As for Desert Hills, Mark Murdoch is their head coach. He's from Payson, went to Payson High School, a Bulldog, and then Snow College, and he's also in his 3rd season coaching the Thunder. 13-15 record overall for Coach Mark Murdoch. Chris Sawyers at a 7-21 mark, including the, as I mentioned, the 5 consecutive losses. Falcons are led by Jake Garrett, completing 56% of his passes, 16 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions on the season. And Gunnar Hatch running the football. He's at 844 yards, so closing in on that 1,000-yard mark. Well, we welcome you in if you're listening on KSUU Thunder 91. If you're interested, we have I'd call it a low-budget video stream going. You can watch live online via SUUnews.net. That's where you can watch our video stream and listen to the broadcast there as well. That's SUUnews.net. Thunder to receive this opening kickoff. Braxton Turnbow and Ethan Ford back deep to return. Kicked deep and fielded by Ford at the 5. Back foot planted at the 5-yard line, goes straight up the field, reaches the 25, breaks free out to the left side of the 40, 45 to the 50, and he just can't quite get out of a Canyon View touchdown-saving tackle at the Falcons' 40-yard line. So a big return by Thunder Hills to put them in good field position to start tonight's game. First quarter, we're just underway here on Thunder 91. And Desert Hills starting from the Falcons, or from the Canyon View 40. Noah Fuilatolo, sophomore quarterback, first-year starter, earned the job over senior Hunter Bentley. Fuilatolo, quick toss out to the right side. Braxton Turnbow makes the catch, tries to make a move, stumbles, and is wrapped up and brought down at the 35-yard line. So Braxton Turnbow for 5 yards. Braxton, one of Fuilatolo's favorite targets, 17 receptions, 177 yards this season with 1 touchdown. He also carries the ball a bit and averages 8 yards per carry. From the shotgun, trips to the left side. They're all in a bunch. Quick handoff to Ethan Ford with nowhere to go, stuffed in the backfield. Ethan Ford, a senior running back, averaging just 2.3 yards per carry, and loses a yard on this carry back to the 36. 3rd down and 6. Desert Hills.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 for Desert Hills.
Ball on the right hash. Thunder run a spread offense. Mark Murdoch, the offensive coordinator, sends trips out to the left. Fuilatolo with 1 receiver on his right. Hard count. Canyon View showing some pressure, and they bring 5. Fuilatolo, quick throw out to the left flat. Catch is made, and Braxton Turnbow eludes a couple of tacklers. Picks up the first down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. And they'll actually spot him down at about the 22, so a nice pickup. But a flag down on the Desert Hills sideline back at the 38. If this is against Desert Hills, that would take away the first down. It looks like the Thunder are backing up, knowing that it is indeed against them. Illegal or ineligible receiver downfield. So that will, Turnbow had gotten all the way down to about the 22-yard line. They take this back with 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, puts the Thunder at the Falcons' 41. That's a 19-yard penalty if you consider the yards lost from the play. So back to the 41-yard line for 3rd and 11. Ball on the left hash. Fuilatolo in the shotgun. Trips to the right side in a bunch. Back to throw. Pressure coming, and Fuilatolo escapes. Steps forward, tosses left side on the sideline. Caught, but not much of a gain to the 35 of Canyon View. And a short gain for the Thunder. On the catch was Jacob Wilkins. They spotted at the 34.
James Madsen. Brings up 4th down and 4 to go.
Actually, I think that might have been Ethan Ford on the reception for 7 yards. Thunder going for it here on 4th down and 4. Fuilatolo looks right, looks left, looks back to his right, then rolls to his left, throws downfield. He's got Turnbow wide open, makes the catch at the 10 and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, but a flag down back at the 39 might bring this one back. That's in the territory of block in the back or a hold, most likely. Plus the team's coming back.
Holding call against the
Thunder. It is a hold against the Thunder. So the Thunder pick up a first down but commit a penalty and get pushed back. They have a touchdown. Penalty brings it back. Clear back to the 49-yard line. Just on the Falcons side of the field. So a hold penalty brings up a 4th down and about 20. 4th and 19. They need the 30 of Canyon View to pick up the first down. Now we see how good Fuilatolo was there improvising. Canyon View will have to be ready for this. The Falcons not sure on personnel. Guys coming in and out as they set up for a punt. Desert Hills in a punt formation with the ball just on the Falcons side of midfield. The snap, it's a fake. And the end around. A little bit of room, but not much. The Falcons were ready for it, and they stop it. Hendrick Lusk is tripped up at the Falcons' 44-yard line. So a short gain for Hendrick Lusk. To the Falcons' 44, 5 yards. And the Falcons take possession. Canyon View with 9:26 left in the first quarter. Give up the middle. Gunnar Hatch, not much room. Was that Hatch or Adrian Ward, who's been getting a lot more carries the last couple of weeks? It was Gunnar Hatch. And he picks maybe a yard to the 45. Second down, Canyon View going no huddle. Start from their own 44. It's 2nd and 9 at the 45-yard line. Fake the handoff, and no, the Ford or Gunnar Hatch did take it. He was hit in the backfield. Desert Hills getting all kinds of defensive penetration into the backfield, and Hatch stopped his progression stopped at the 41 for a loss of 4. Gunnar Hatch comes in averaging 6 yards per carry, but loses 4. 3rd and 12. Look at 3rd and 13. Hatch on the left hip of Jake Garrett, the sophomore quarterback. Back to throw, has time, deep left side, looking for Michael McAllister. 2 defenders there, including Braxton Turnbow, the free safety, and just overthrown, intended for McAllister. I'll mark that as incomplete, and the Falcons look like they'll go 3 and out and be forced to punt. Was there a flag down? I hear some whisperings from some fellows here in the press box that there might be a flag down.
Looks like an ineligible receiver downfield call against the
Falcons with an ineligible receiver downfield, and Desert Hills will decline that. 3rd down. I would have brought up and given him another chance. It would have been 3rd down again. Instead, with the declining of the penalty, Falcons face a 4th and 13. Kevin Barlow steps in to punt. Barlow back at his own 26. Good snap, and gets off a low end-over-end line drive that angles toward the Canyon View sideline and goes out of bounds. And Desert Hills will take over with decent field position, not quite what they had on their first possession from the Canyon View 40. 8:19 left in the first quarter. Very short possession for Canyon View of just 1 minute and 7 seconds. Looks like they'll spot that, having gone out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And Noah Fuilatolo leads his offense back out onto the field. Desert Hills in the visiting white uniforms with the gold numerals. Fuilatolo takes the snap, quick throw out to the left side, wide receiver screen. Has his man caught to the 40, breaks a tackle at the 45, and dives out of bounds at the 50. And a big gain for Thunder Hills. And that's Hendrik Lusk once again on the catch. An official's timeout as a Canyon View Falcon is down injured. That play went clear out to the 46-yard line, so 13 yards and a 1st down for Hendrik Lusk on his first reception of the game. Joining us now here on the broadcast, Nate Coombs. How was work, Nate? Sorry, let me turn your volume up there. Can you hear yourself now?
Yeah. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, sorry it took me a little bit of a delay to get over here, but I'm excited to be here today and be able to help commentate for this game.
So, Nate, we got a timeout here, an injury timeout, so we'll take a quick timeout as well. This first quarter is presented by Ogden's Flooring and Design on Thunder 91.
Ogden's Flooring and Design welcomes you to their showroom floor at 2232 North Main Street in Cedar City. Celeste Johnson and the staff can answer any questions about your flooring projects. 867-1777. That's 867-1777. Ogden's is happy to present this athletic event. Wendy's in Cedar City and Hurricane is happy to be a part of bringing broadcasts of high school activities for the youth in this area. Wendy's is open for breakfast early in the day and offers its full menu throughout the day and evening. Drive-up and delivery is available, and they have plenty of specials to choose from. Wendy's of Cedar City and Hurricane.
Back at Canyon View High School, Ryan Steinekert here with Nate Coombs on Thunder 91. Canyon View and Desert Hills, no score, 8:10 left first quarter. And having trouble seeing, is that Cody Callison, number 6? Coming off the field, showing some tenderness in one of his arms, and we'll hope that he's okay. He's, of course, if that is Callison, tough to see the number on the front of his jersey, but Callison, one of Jake one of Jake Garrett's favorite targets. Fuilatolo, a rare spot under center, turns and gives up the middle, nowhere to go. Falcons defense all over it.
Wonderful stop by the
Yeah, the
defensive
Canyon View
line.
defense right there, they did not let him have a chance to even get past the line of scrimmage at all. They did a really good job of being able to center in and just get him down as fast as they could.
Now, one thing about Ethan Ford, he's a small ball carrier, listed at just 5'3" on the roster. So he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, but wiggled his way forward out to the 48 for a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Desert Hills attacking left to right from our view, and if you're watching online at SUUnews.net, Fuilatolo in the shotgun, trips right, steps back, deep throw down the left sideline. He overthrows his man. A flag flies. That ball uncatchable, but of course in high school football, uncatchable is irrelevant. Pass interference is going to be the call here against Canyon View.
Didn't even give him really a chance to let the play create and play out at all.
That's unfortunate for Canyon View's defense. I think it was Josh Barton who knew he was going to get beat. And that's the smart thing, right? Commit the pass interference, but if he'd known how far that ball was thrown.
It wouldn't have even been worth it at that point.
But doesn't matter. Pass interference is the call. 15 yards. And a first down. Desert Hills back into Canyon View territory at the 37 of Canyon View. Ball on the left hash. Fuilatolo, 2 receivers right. 2 backs with him in the backfield. He's in the shotgun. Canyon View showing some movement on the defensive line. Give up the middle and trying to bounce it outside, but with nowhere to go. Ethan Ford dropped behind the line.
See, the Canyon View, they did really good to be able to blitz in, get it to the line of scrimmage really quick, and just not even give the quarterback a chance at all to be able to make anything happen.
So a 5-yard loss for Ethan Ford, and he's had a rough start to this game. 3 carries, -5 yards. 2nd and 15. Thunder. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left in the spread offense. Fuilatolo shotgun. Takes a high snap, looks to his left, looks all the way to his left, and then throws, coming back on the back shoulder, caught by Braxton Turnbow, I believe, for the first down and a little more. Is that number 1? Or is that Austin Turnbow? That may be Austin Turnbow, number 2, making the catch. He's another one of Fuilatolo's favorite targets.
Yeah, I think that was Austin Turnbow on that catch.
19 yards and a first down for Desert Hills. Give to Ford. This time he finds some room and dives forward. Ball pops loose, and the Falcons have it. They took them a moment to grab it, but they did fall on it at about the 13.
Oh, man, I feel bad for Ethan Ford right now. Everything's really going his way right now, as we can see that as this last run, he wasn't able to hang on during the tackle. And Canyon View is able to pick up on the ball.
Gabe Lake on the fumble recovery. Canyon View takes over at its own 13-yard line. First quarter, no score with 6:20 left in the period. Jake Garrett so far 0 for 1. He'll throw again a quick high percentage round. He overthrows Michael McAllister. A little too far, leading him to the sideline, incomplete.
And McAllister is one of his favorite targets to kind of go to, one of the top 3. So I could tell why. They had a good look at the beginning, but just couldn't be able to execute, make the pass at the end.
Football in the middle of the field. That was, should mention, Gabe Lake on the fumble recovery for Canyon View. Turnovers may be a key, especially from what we're seeing so far from both defenses. 2 receivers right, 2 out left. Patrick Accord, the offensive coordinator, give to Gunnar Hatch up the middle, and he runs over a tackler at the 15, out to the 17-yard line, a first down and a little extra.
As we can see there, he's the leading rusher here for Canyon View, coming in before the game with 644 yards, and we can tell just from a run right there why he's leading the team in rushing and everything.
They spotted at the 26-yard line, so that's 13 yards. Another give to Hatch, and they just got it to him. He breaks a tackle. He's got some room at the 35, 40, 45, tackled and drugged down at the 48.
Man, I love how he's able to kind of just read the defense so easily and just be able to make the cuts and jabs that he needs to be able to get the good yardage.
And Gunnar Hatch, that low center of gravity, he's tough to bring down. We've seen him already break a couple tackles and pick up lots of yards after contact. First down for Canyon View at the 48. Hatch breaks a tackle, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a yard.
And with him being this is his senior season, he's really giving it all he's got right now, and I just love how he's able to play.
I've got, you mentioned Gunnar Hatch. Oh, did you say 644? That's
Yeah.
my bad. My printer's a piece of old junk. It's 844.
Oh, oh my goodness, that's even bigger.
Give to Adrian Ward. He broke a tackle or two in the backfield, but just couldn't get much of anything. Desert Hills all over him, no gain.
And Adrian Ford, too, he's also one of the big runners for the Falcons. And just that time, he just kind of got unlucky with the defense swarming in all at once over him.
Ward had a long touchdown run against Cedar to help Canyon View keep pace with the Reds early in that game. 3rd down and 9. 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. Garrett back to throw. Pressure coming. He steps up and he looks to run. He's got some room. 45 to the 40. Slides down, and then a late hit comes in from behind him at the 35. No flag surprising there, but Garrett picks up the first down, so Falcons not too worried.
I think he's a little shaken up. He's kind of shaking his arm a little bit after that slide. I don't know if he landed on it wrong when he was coming down or anything kind of like that.
I heard a Canyon View fan call out he landed on him after. That should be a penalty. I thought so too. He clearly slid. Handoff to Ward again. Adrian Ward goes right and finds a little space. He's a slippery runner as well. Late contact. 2 flags fly in. I thought I saw a Desert Hills Thunder player push a Falcon after the whistle.
Now we can kind of see right here two potential late hits right in a row. It's getting a little bit chippy as things are kind of getting closer towards the end of the first quarter. We can see how kind of a crucial game it is for Desert Hills and Canyon View, trying to get a little bit higher on the RPI rankings right now.
Personal foul against the Thunder.
Personal foul, 15 yards against Desert Hills. Now this actually won't, oh it will. We're at the 32, so this will take it down to about the 17-yard line.
Personal foul is going to be 15 yards and another.
Depending on where they actually, they walk it off from the line of scrimmage, so to the 17. And you're right, now region standings don't quite mean as much, just region wins obviously with the RPI, but this is a game Canyon View, both teams want and need to win. Gunnar Hatch back in there, starts up the middle, bounces out to the left to the 10, 5, and runs into a couple of Thunder inside the 5. Cody Callison blocking all the way to the goal line, and a big gain for Hatch.
Gunnar Hatch, wow. This is the way he was able to get to the sideline as quick as he could, get as much yards as he possibly can before the Thunder were able to come over him. It's incredible his vision that he has on the field and knowing where to go at the right time.
Hatch on the right side, right hip of Jake Garrett. Hatch gets the handoff up the middle, breaks a tackle, pushes forward, driving, keeping those feet churning. Can't quite get into the end zone, just short inside the 1.
Not quite enough. Hatch with the carry.
2 yards. Hatch, boy, Canyon View has made an adjustment. His first 2 carries for -3 yards. His last 5 have gone for 52 yards. 2nd and goal. Garrett takes the snap and a flag flies false start against Canyon View.
And where they're getting really close to the goal line, these kind of little false start calls, it kind of can play a big role and not able to let them get in the end zone right now.
It may open things. Sometimes, when you get that extra couple yards, it opens things up a little bit. We'll see if that's the case for Canyon View, especially for a spread offense. That can be the case. Hatch on the left hip of Garrett. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Give to Hatch. He picks his way forward, still on his feet and driving, pushing. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Canyon View's on the board.
Oh, Gunnar Hatch, once again, he's just a big driving force right now. This whole first quarter, especially this drive right here, he was the main man that was able to push him through the field. And we can see through the big pile, they were able to just push him in, his teammates helping him out and everything, just get the touchdown, get him on the board.
So Canyon View takes the early lead, 6-0 here on Thunder 91. It was a nice drive, and you mentioned it, Gunnar Hatch, the catalyst of most of the offense. He had 58 rushing yards on that drive. Long count, low snap. The kick is up, and the lefty boots it through. Canyon View leads 7-0.
He's good.
Man, if Gunnar Hatch is able to do this for the whole remainder of the game, I think the Canyon View Falcons, they'll be in good hands.
Boy, and how about so Gabe Blake recovers the fumble at Canyon View's own 13-yard line. The Falcons go 87 yards in 10 plays and make it 7-0.
No, I think that kind of goes back to what you said a little bit earlier, that turnovers will play a huge, crucial role in this game right now. And we can see that just from this drive alone that it cost the Thunder 7 points already.
3:06 left, first quarter. That was a 3-minute, 14-second drive. Again, 10 plays, 87 yards. This first quarter is brought to you by Ogden's Flooring and Design. They welcome you to their showroom floor at 2232 North Main Street in Cedar City. Celeste Johnson and the staff can answer any questions you might have about your flooring projects. Ogden's is happy to present this athletic event. So Canyon View on the board, 7-0. Question will be, so Desert Hills has kind of hurt themselves with penalties and then the fumble, but their offense has moved the ball almost at will. In fact, Noah Fuilatolo 4 for 4, 44 yards through the air so far. Barlow boots this one short and high, gets some air underneath it, fielded at about the 15. Up the left side and a lot of room to the 35, 40, and stopped there at about the 42. And a nice return by... That's not Turnbow. I think that was Ethan Ford maybe on the return. Either way, Desert Hills out to their own 44-yard line.
And that was a good return just right there to give the Thunder a good field position to start off the drive, seeing if they can be able to capitalize on the Falcons' last possession that they just had. See if they also can get on the board, tie things up.
Desert Hills has started from the Canyon View 40, their own 33, and now their own 44. Third possession for the Thunder. Canyon View leads 7-0, 2:59 left first quarter. Fuilatolo, quarterback keeper all the way, right side, not much room, maybe half a yard. Canyon View all over him.
Yeah, right there, the defense was able to get a really good view on the quarterback draw and just be able to swarm him up right before he could even get anything across.
Give Fuilatolo 1 yard. He's the second leading rusher on this Desert Hills team, 180 rushing yards with that yard he just picked up. Zach Ford, the leading rusher, almost 400 yards, but haven't seen him play the last couple of weeks. Wonder if there's an injury keeping him out of action. Trips to the right, one receiver left. Fuilatolo again in the shot, or in the under center. Turns and gives right side and some room to run across the 50 and down near the 45-yard line for Connor Ashby, the third leading rusher on the team. And Ashby moves the chains.
That's a first down for the Thunder.
Were you able to pick up who was on that tackle right there? I think it was number 9, or was it number 2? Because whoever it was, they just did, if it wasn't for them, that probably would have been an easy touchdown, but with that diving stop.
Flag flies in. The line judge whistles the play dead, and a sideline warning against Canyon View.
A sideline warning.
Football fans know the first sideline warning, there's no yards walked off, so on a second one, we'd get some yards walked off against one team or the other. Twins, no trips to the left in a bunch near the rest of the linemen. Fuilatolo back to throw deep down the left side. He's got his man there. Oh, good throw, just too deep for, I think that's Austin Turnbow. Fuilatolo was hit, or no, one of the linemen went down and is still down.
Those are all these kind of plays right here. Whenever you see someone down, it always just kind of gets you a little nervous and a little scared.
Yeah, never something you want to see. We'll take a quick injury timeout, and we'll be right back on Thunder 91.
Five Buck Pizza now has 2 locations in Cedar City. 5 Buck offers pizza in 8-inch to 16-inch sizes. And in addition to the 30-inch Beast, they also have cinnamon bread, cheese bread, and chicken wings. 5 Buck Pizza for carry-out and delivery too. 5 Buck Pizza located at 1390 South Providence Center and now on North Main Street as well. 5 Buck Pizza, happy to support athletics and other activities of local high schools. Ogden's Flooring and Design welcomes you to their showroom floor at 2232 North Main Street in Cedar City. Celeste Johnson and the staff can answer any questions about your flooring projects. 867-1777. That's 867-1777. Ogden's is happy to present this athletic event. Wendy's in Cedar City and Hurricane is happy to be a part of bringing broadcasts of high school activities for the youth in this area. Wendy's is open for breakfast early in the day and offers its full menu throughout the day and evening. Drive up and delivery is available. And they have plenty of specials to choose from. Wendy's of Cedar City and Hurricane.
Chance Richens, the injured Desert Hills Thunder player, number 59, the center for this team, and he's helped up, walks off mostly on his own power. So hopefully it was just a light twist of the knee or something that he can come back and continue playing later tonight. 7-0 Canyon View, 1:59 left first quarter.
So just kind of a quick update as well from the other teams in the Region 9. Pineview is looking to go 6-0 against Dixie. Dixie's leading right now in the first quarter, and hopefully Pineview will be able to keep it up, keep their number 1 spot in the conference.
Boy, that would be quite an upset if Dixie could beat Pineview. Trips right in a bunch. Handoff up the middle to Connor Ashby. Not much room. Falcons all over it. Short gain of 2.
Every single time that we've been able to see so far when they try to go up the middle, the Falcon defense always does a really good job of recognizing early where they're trying to run and able to just kind of stop the ball as quick as possible. They just got to do a better job as when they go on the outsides or on the pass defense as well.
The containment's been a bit of a trouble, but up the middle, Canyon View's all over it. I said a gain of 2. That was just 1 yard. Split receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Fuilatolo in the shotgun, 3rd and 9. Back to throw, pressure coming, and he steps up. Pressure comes. He's wrapped up and brought down back in Thunder Hills territory. Just that pocket collapsed, and the Falcons will force a 4th down and long.
Wow, that was just such a good read on the defense. Once again, able to see the stay in the middle, able to get the quarterback as quick as possible, get him down.
Dane Hudson on the tackle. That puts Fuilatolo with 2 carries for -6 yards. Of course, in high school, the sacks count against a quarterback's rushing yards. Under a minute left in the first quarter. Falcons lead 7-0.
And going back, Dane Hudson, he was leading the team in tackles this year, and so far this year, and we can totally see why. Just being able to go through and now also leading the team in sacks.
Desert Hills tried to punt the last time they lined up to punt or a fake punt the last time they lined up to punt. This time they boot it deep toward the far sideline. That's Desert Hills sideline. Takes a Thunder bounce to the 15, inside the 10, all the way down, rolls to the 7. 1st and 10, Canyon View deep from its own deep in its own territory again.
Last time the Falcons, as we saw, when they started back here, they didn't really have too big of a problem, as Gunnar Hatch was able to just continue to run through, just destroy the Thunder defense. So we'll see if he can be able to make another round of it, see if he can make it better.
Looks like they'll spot it at the 8-yard line, so a nice punt from Desert Hills. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Garrett in the shotgun. Claps, and they'll try it again. Now the linemen move and stand up, but none of them had put their hand down, so they're allowed to move. Adrian Ward moves to Garrett's left hip, and Garrett hands to Ward. Not much room there. Ward able to spin around and get back to the line of scrimmage. A flag down. And Jake Garrett, I don't know if that's a read option, but everybody bit on the handoff to Ward. If Garrett keeps that himself and comes around this left side, he'd had some room to run.
And as well as he had blockers on the outside with the 2 wide receivers, that would have been able to help him out with everything. That would have been very crucial.
So the flag discussed. Officials, looks like they'll walk it off against Canyon View, a hold penalty. This will be half the distance to the goal from the 8. They're down to the 4-yard line. So Canyon View deep in its own territory. 3rd penalty of the game against the Falcons. Ball on the right hash, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Ward again on the left hip of Garrett. Quick throw on the slant. Michael McAllister makes the catch in traffic and dives out to the 20. That'll be enough for a 1st down.
Man, being able to have that good of vision so quick, just right off the ball, that's amazing to me, because there was a defense all over the receiver too, and he was still able to not only make the throw but make the catch.
16-yard pass and catch, and the first completed pass of the game for Canyon View's Jake Garrett gives Canyon View a 1st down at the end of the quarter. 7-0 Falcons. This first quarter has been brought to you by Ogden's Flooring and Design on Thunder 91.
Ogden's Flooring and Design welcomes you to their showroom floor at 2232 North Main Street in Cedar City. Celeste Johnson and the staff can answer any questions about your flooring projects. 867-1777. That's 867-1777. Ogden's is happy to present this athletic event. Brad's Food Hut is happy to present this broadcast. Brad's is a traditional fixture in Cedar City and features the Bronco Burger, fish and chips, grilled cheese, and grilled turkey sandwiches, chicken sandwiches, shakes, and of course, soft drinks. Brad's is located on North Main Street in Cedar City.
7-0 Canyon View leads. And the Falcons will wrap up the regular season next week at home, hosting Dixie. Desert Hills is back home next week to wrap up the regular season against Crimson Cliffs. 1st and 10, Canyon View now attacking left to right from our view. That's east to west here at Canyon View High School. Quick wide receiver screen and caught, but not much room to run at the 20-yard line. Is that McAllister again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was McAllister. I like how they try to kind of go again with another quick screen pass again, try to catch the defense off guard. But the Thunder Hills defense, or the Desert Hills defense, they're all over it that next time. They were really prepared.
I'm glad it's not just me that says Thunder Hills. I know,
yeah, I always mix it up.
Garrett gives up the middle. Gunnar Hatch, nowhere to go. Desert Hills all over it this time. And no, that was Adrian Ward on the carry.
Adrian Ward with the
maybe got to the 21.
And stopped right at the line of scrimmage by the Thunder.
Give Ward a little more than I gave him credit there. The 2-yard gain to the 22. 3rd down and 8. Trips out to the right side. Garrett in the shotgun, slaps his hands together, receives the snap, rolls right, looking. The receiver was held and still makes the catch. Tyler Main fights through being held. I don't know, did you see that when he came out of his cut? He was held.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Even with the pass interference, he still was able to do a good job, stay maintained, stay contained and everything, be calm and make the catch, keep his feet in bounds. That was an incredible play.
15 yards and a 1st down. Now, no penalty down, but Canyon View not worried about it. They move the chains. What a throw, what a catch. Garrett in the shotgun. Ward tries to bounce it outside left and has no room. Nope, that's Gunnar Hatch. And he got back to the line of scrimmage. Hatch comes up limping a bit.
Tackle made right at line of scrimmage by the 21.
Yeah, all these amazing plays by the Canyon View seniors. They're just really putting their heart and souls right now out on the field, trying to get the best of the position they can be for the state tournament coming up in a couple weeks.
Garrett in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Looking right, then throws over the middle for Jake Tom, and incomplete. Led him a little too far.
That was really close to being intercepted as well. One of the other quarterbacks is coming on near the other side. Almost was able to get a hand on it, but it was just a little too far for all of them.
14-0.
Some scores here. You may be hearing it on the PA. Dixie up 14-0 on Pineview. Cedar leading Hurricane. You said 14-0 on that one too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was a huge game for Dixie because if they're able to pull that off, they're able to be tied for first for region standings.
And Pineview, I think, ranked 2nd overall in the state. Garrett from the shotgun. Pressure comes. He just gets the throw away. Tyler Main caught at the 40. Breaks a tackle to the 30, down to the 20. Tyler Main will take it home. 63 yards. Main with the catch and his 8th touchdown of the season.
Dang, that was just 2 incredible plays. One from the quarterback just being able to get the pass off. He almost got sacked right there. As well as the receiver, Tyler Main, just staying on his feet. He almost was tackled near the 35, but he was able to still stay on his feet, stumbling around, be able to score for a touchdown, get another score for the Falcons.
Tyler Main, 2 receptions, 78 yards, and that score, 67 yards for the touchdown. And Canyon View leads 13-0. The extra point kicked up and off to the left side, but just through the uprights. And Canyon View on top, 14-0.
Wow, this offense is just really going off right now. Everything's really going their way so far. And unfortunately for the Thunder, just things, they get close time and time again, but they just can't be able to finish it off.
So that drive, boy, Canyon View must like starting deep in their own territory. Remember, they went 10 plays, 87 yards on the previous drive. This one, 6 plays, 92 yards. And let's see, 2 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. PAT was good. Falcons lead 14-0 on Thunder 91, and you can watch live on SUUnews.net. Just one camera, kind of a wide angle of the field, but gives you a picture of things. A beautiful night here in Cedar City. Kickoff temperature was 72 degrees. It's dropped a bit with the sun going down. My phone tonight has decided to tell me what the weather is in St. George.
I would say St. George is 88, but right here, this is perfect weather right now. It's still t-shirt and short weather. Be able to get it in all nice before it starts getting cold and snowing.
So the Falcons kicking from our view left to right. And a squib kick fielded at the 35. A high catch up over his head and not much room to the 37. Falcons cover it well, but a late flag comes in.
And with kind of the strategy of doing a squib kick in this situation, I'm not exactly sure kind of what they were really going for, especially since it was a direct kick to one of the Thunder players.
Well, we saw, remember that opening kickoff, Desert Hills returned all the way to Canyon View's 40. And then that the other kickoff after Canyon View's previous score, Desert Hills returned all the way to their own 44. So keeping it out of the hands of those dangerous return men, I think, was the idea.
Gotcha.
So this is a personal foul against Desert Hills. Second personal foul of the night. And so instead of starting out around the 35, it'll push them clear back to the 22.
And these little nitpicky kind of penalties right now, it's really hurting the Thunder.
Trips to the left, one receiver right. Fui Latolo, quick screen out to the right side. Ethan Ford caught, but he is hammered right as he makes the catch. Dropped in the backfield. Tyler Barton.
Tyler Barton did not want Ethan Ford to go anywhere at all. He was there right as he caught it. Didn't even give him a chance to make a move at all.
Barton read that perfectly and dropped to back, or clear back marked at the 19-yard line. So Hendrick Lusk loses 3. Fui Latolo 5 for 5. He has yet to throw an incomplete pass. Steps back, looking to throw again. Flushed out to the right, looking for room. Down the right sideline, has his man, just incomplete. Looking for Austin Turnbow.
If they were able to make that completion right there, he would have had a wide lane right down the sideline too to be able to get for a score.
I said Austin Turnbow, but that's actually Brighton Bingham, the intended receiver.
3rd down and 14 to go.
So a 3rd and 13. Trips to the right, Fui Latolo in the shotgun. One receiver left on the short side of the field, ball in the left hash. Fui Latolo looks to his left, still looking left, throws, and he's got Turnbow. Austin makes a move, has a first down and more down the left sideline. He's off to the races. The 40, nobody will catch him. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. But a flag down back at the 16 in the area of holding. Falcons praying that's what it is. Thunder praying that's what it's not.
Man, if this is another penalty against the Thunder, this would be a huge blow to this what's the word? Not motivation. The momentum. Yeah, I knew it started with that. The huge momentum loss, because that was a perfect play. And look, we just barely announced it was just on the Thunder once again.
That's the second penalty against Desert Hills tonight that has called back a touchdown. They had an ineligible receiver downfield that called back a touchdown on their first possession. And this is going to be even more costly because the penalty took place 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 16, 10 yards from there, takes it all the way down to the 8. I guess half the distance is 8 yards. Go ahead.
I would say this is quite a hole that the Thunder's kind of put themselves in right now. They could have been 6 points in the end zone, but now they're back at less than 10 yards from the Canyon View end zone.
Trips right once again. Fui Latolo in the shotgun for a 3rd and a mile. Quick throw out to the right side. Hendrick Lusk makes the catch, breaks a tackle, right sideline, still driving and finally pushed out of bounds. Late extracurriculars, a couple flags fly in.
Wow, just continue to straight from the beginning. We can see this has been kind of a chippy game coming on as we continue to see more flags near the sideline of the Thunder.
One flag down on the sideline right near the first down marker at the 33. The other flag down that took place after the play was over at about the 36. Here's the indication from the official. Personal foul against Canyon View. And that's it. So it would have been close to, if not a first down. Now it certainly is a first down.
And that's a huge play right there for the Thunder to kind of keep this drive going. See if they'll be able to actually get on the board for the first time in the half.
That was a 26-yard pass and catch before the penalty, and then add 15 yards to that. Fuilatolo gives left side, some good blocking, and inside the 40, dragging a man to the 36. And a strong run by, is that 21? Cy Nunley on the carry. All the way to the 26. Nunley gets the 36. Nunley gets it again around the right side and finds some room around the corner. Late flag flies in. Will probably be a face mask based on what I think I saw. He gets all the way to the 20, another 16 yards.
Wow, just two good runs right in a row. He's been able to kind of read a little bit more of the Falcons defense, know exactly where to go and everything, but these penalties is kind of just killing both teams at this point right now, especially if this one's on the Falcons.
So they spot him at the 20. It is a personal foul face mask
against the Falcons.
So that's another half the distance. Will put Desert Hills at the 10. Penalties had been killing them. Now penalties are helping them.
Yeah, the Falcons are just making these just small little mistakes that are kind of costing them big yardage right now here in the second quarter.
Coach Chris Sawyer wants to talk about it. Takes a timeout, so we'll take a quick timeout as well. Our second quarter is brought to you by Township Pharmacy and Bull Up Drug. Canyon View leads 14-0 here on Thunder 91.
Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. Hermes Drive-In is happy to sponsor youth activities in our area. They are located just north of the City Park on Main Street. Hermes features burgers, shakes, fries, and soft drinks, and a variety of other items, including scones. Hermes Drive-In, 294 North Main Street, Cedar City.
So Desert Hills has had 2 touchdowns called back because of penalties, but the last 2 plays have ended with a hold or a personal foul face mask, a personal foul late hit, and a personal foul face mask, and that's given Desert Hills an extra 25 yards in penalties. Cy Nunley, the handoff left side, and this time Canyon View in the backfield. Falcons swarm and bring him down.
The Falcons were going to try to let him go 3 times in a row, getting big yardage. They did a really good job just being able to just get on and quick and early.
81 yards in penalties against Canyon View. Nunley, looks like they'll spot it down at the 11, so a loss of 1. Fuilatolo back under center, Nunley behind him, plus 2 wingbacks on each side. Fuilatolo back, fade to the right corner of the end zone, and incomplete. A lot of contact out there, and frankly, from what I could see, surprising there's no flag. Jake Tom on the coverage.
I'm surprised as well, especially with how many flags have been thrown so far in this game. There was a lot of contact, especially from the safety. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time the Thunder's been in the red zone for the game, right?
They were in the red zone. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. They did get into the 23 before they fumbled that one away earlier. 3rd down and goal. Fuilatolo with trips right. Quick throw out to the right side. Caught at the 5, spinning and diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunder.
There we go. First time getting in the red zone for the Thunder. They're able to finally get on the board. Get quick 6 easy points.
And I'm not sure who caught that. I'm just going to give it to...
These numbers are so hard to read.
PA man having the same trouble I am.
Oh, I'm totally with you guys as well.
Let's just give it to Braxton Turnbow just for the sake of giving it to somebody. And an 11-yard touchdown pass. That puts Fuilatolo at 7 of 9 for 78 yards and a score. The extra point attempt. Hold is good. The kick is up. A low line drive. Good.
Extra point
so
is
Desert
good.
Hills on the board.
7:37 left in the game. Desert Hills 7, Canyon View 14.
And with 7:37 left here in the second quarter, Canyon View still leads 14-7.
Yeah, especially with this next coming drive for the Falcons. We'll see if they're able to kind of put another another number up on the board right before halftime, or if the Thunder is able to kind of make another stop and try to make a quick score right before they go in the locker room.
9 plays, 78 yards. How much time? 7:37. So that's 3 minutes, 29 seconds, or 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Canyon View has allowed a lot of points in Region 9 play this season. In fact, I did the math. In the 5 games against Region 9 opponents, they're allowing 51 points per game. If they can keep, so the balancing act becomes, can Canyon View, I mean, they're not going to allow 51, they hope, to Desert Hills, but they've got to continue to score.
Absolutely. Points, that's the only way you're able to win football games. You put points on the scoreboard. And not only that, but they're doing a really good job of, especially considering these past other games, for their defense is doing a lot better job. Be able to containing the run, and they still just got to do a little bit better on that pass defense.
Canyon View leads 14-7, second quarter. Again, if you're just joining us, Desert Hills has actually had 2 touchdowns called back because of penalties. One an ineligible man downfield, the other a hold penalty that would have been like an 80-yard touchdown pass. Here's the kick, long line drive, and fielded with the back foot in the end zone. Adrian Ward couldn't keep that back foot out, so it's a touchback.
Well, considering with the last 2 scores that the Falcons had, they probably would have been not too mad if they had to start inside the 10 with both scores being able to where they're starting back so far.
Falcons have started from their own 44. They went 3 and out. Then they started their own 13 and went 87 yards on 10 plays. Then their own 8 went 92 yards on 6 plays. So here they started their own 20. Garrett in the shotgun with 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. Snap and the give to Gunnar Hatch, and he drags a man 1 yard and not much more.
Yeah, the Desert Hills Thunder, they were able to easily pick up on the run, get him down before he could get too many yards off of him again.
It's been feast or famine so far for Gunnar Hatch. His first couple carries, 1 and -4 yards. Then he went like 6 carries for 58 yards, and then 0 and 1 on his last 2. 2nd and 9. Garrett back to throw, setting up the screen, in and out of the hands of Gunnar Hatch. And boy, it was set up well. If he could have made that catch 1 move, would have had a lot of room to run.
And right there, that's just kind of a bigger role that the defense, or the offensive line's got to do to be able to get more pass protection for the quarterback right there, so that way the play can be able to turn out the way it needs to be.
That snap a bit low too, and that made Garrett kind of feel rushed and scrambled, I think, or at least it looked like to me.
Got him out of the pocket a lot quicker than he should have.
2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Hatch on the left hip of Jake Garrett. 4 of 8, 108 yards and a touchdown so far for Garrett tonight. Back to throw, pressure comes. He steps up and away from the pressure to his right, throws down the field incomplete. Had a couple receivers within 10 yards or so. The closest player was actually Jacob Wilkins of the Thunder.
Yep, we saw Jacob Wilkins. He was trying to make a diving catch out, but he was just a little bit short of it.
So the Falcons go 3 and out, what we assume here at least, facing a 4th and 9. In to punt this one away, Gavin Barlow, the junior. And back deep to return is dangerous return man Braxton Turnbow. Also back there, Austin Turnbow, the shorter. Austin at the 50, Braxton back about the 43. Good punt by Barlow. Braxton fields it on the run at the 48. Makes a cut and good coverage. Falcons bring him down at the 45, about a 7-yard return. Also a flag down at the Falcons 35.
At this point in the game, another flag, no surprise. But what I really love is how the kicking team, they were able to just pick up so well, especially with Turnbow being such a good rusher and runner, being quick and agile and everything. They did a really good job of picking up on him early.
Cedar had a lot of trouble on his punt returns last week. I think he averaged 15 or 18 yards per return. So you're right about that. It's good coverage. $5 pizza here. They bring pizza, and it's like a catch-22 because it smells good. All right, they're one of our sponsors, one of our underwriters, $5 pizza. But all this yakking we have to do, we don't get a chance to enjoy the pizza.
I know. It looks like we'll just have to do it after the game.
So I didn't see all this yakking. I didn't enjoy pizza, and I didn't see what the penalty was. It's boy, I'm 0 for 2 here in the last minute. The penalty, though, against Desert Hills, and they'll start from their own 45-yard line. They've been a block in the back. Give right side, looking to bounce it outside, and picking up a few yards across the 50. Connor Ashby picks up 5 or 6.
Yeah, Ashby, before the game coming in, he was coming in at 153 yards, third out for the team high. I think he'll be a definitely deciding factor later in the game as it goes on.
He's got 3 carries for 16 yards. That one went for just 4. Fuilatolo fakes the handoff. Pressure comes, and he gets away. Spins out of it. Throws deep down the left side. Incomplete. He had a couple receivers wide open, but just misfired. Lucky for Desert Hills, it wasn't a sack.
Yeah, Fuilatolo, he almost got down, but I think with the receiver wide open down the sideline, he was kind of got a little too excited. That was kind of what caused the overthrow.
So 3rd and 6. Second quarter is brought to you by Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug, right at midfield. The 49 of Desert Hills. And Chris Sawyers takes a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. Canyon View leads 14-7 on Thunder 91.
Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. $5 Pizza now has 2 locations in Cedar City. $5 offers pizza in 8-inch to 16-inch sizes. And in addition to the 30-inch Beast, they also have cinnamon bread, cheese bread, and chicken wings. $5 Pizza for carry-out and delivery too. $5 Pizza located at 1390 South Providence Center and now on North Main Street as well. $5 Pizza, happy to support athletics and other activities of local high schools.
Third down and 6. Fuilatolo swings it out left side. Ethan Ford, nowhere to go. Falcons all over it. Stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
The Canyon View Falcons, their sideline's super excited off that really big hit, not even giving him a chance to run at all.
Logan Cox, the junior. And I said 3rd down. That was actually, it was a fumble, and Canyon View recovered.
Oh, I didn't even see the ball come loose on that play.
Wow, so Canyon View not only made the stop, they also forced the fumble and recovered it.
10 Falcons on the 49.
So second quarter, exactly 6 minutes to play. Canyon View takes over at the Desert Hills 49-yard line. Good field position. And a give up the middle to Adrian Ward. Breaks a tackle, bounces left. Breaks another tackle at the 30. Still on his feet inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. Adrian Ward with a big run.
Wow. Ward just did a really good job being able to read the defense to get a little juke every now and again, just get the defenders away. That was incredible.
23 yards and a first down for Canyon View. Knocking on the door, leading 14-7, 5:46 left in the second. Garrett Tearsey pulls it out on the quarterback keeper, left side, 10, 12 yards. Goes down about the 12. Maybe they'll spot him closer to the 14, but we'll be close to a first down. A flag down, though, around the 20.
Man, if he wasn't able to get tripped up just right there towards the 20-yard line, I think that would have been another end zone score for the Falcons.
And this may be a hold. The receiver out on that left side where Garrett was running to may have gotten caught with his hands outside the body of the defender. That is a hold.
And once again, we can see how these penalties, they definitely swing a lot of the momentum that keep coming off for both sides of the teams.
So it's really just a 4-yard penalty because the infraction took place 6 yards down the field. Garrett takes the snap, quick throw out to Tyler Main, right side. He's got one man to beat, bounces around the right side and gains a yard at the 29.
Yeah, right from the beginning, he could kind of tell he didn't have a lot of room to run, so that's why he tried to just break towards the sideline, get as far as he could before he got knocked out.
And Jake Tom made a good block out there, but you're kind of relying on that play for one man to block his guy, and then your receiver has to either break a tackle or make a man miss, and Maine just couldn't do it. Good defense. So 1 yard gain for Tyler Main, who now has 3 catches for 79 yards, including that 63-yard touchdown catch earlier. 2nd and 12. Adrian Ward, some room up the middle, breaks a tackle. Flags fly in as Ward continues to churn his feet and gets down to the 22. But this one might come back again.
Yeah, I think we have another holding call there on the Falcons.
There's a pink flag down. I think that's one of the Falcons, make sure his hands are dry. That's Adrian Ward who scoops that up and heads to the sideline. That's another hold against Canyon View, their 2nd hold of the drive.
That's really sad too, because they've been able to have such good plays offensively, and then just every single time these flags come in, they just push them back a little farther and farther. It's just hard to kind of stay positive, stay motivated that this drive will actually turn out for some points.
Boy, and the penalties have really started to pile up against Canyon View. I'll tell you about that more in a second. Garrett fakes the throw, looking deep down the field, nothing there, keeps his feet, breaks a tackle, spins forward, and drives down to the 36.
Wow, considering what we thought would kind of be a loss of yards, he's able to make it out for another 6. That was incredible. Looks like we got another Thunder player on the ground, though.
Thunder player down and officials timeout.
So going back to those penalties, on the last drive for Desert Hills, they were put into scoring position in large part. So the last drive they fumbled. Prior to that, their scoring drive, they were helped into scoring position by a couple of Canyon View penalties. That's now 8 penalties against Canyon View. Let me do some quick math. 78 yards here in this first half on 8 penalties. That's a lot of flags.
Oh my, that's a lot of flags, a lot of yardage that could have been used towards for the Falcons and their benefit, where it just keeps promoting and helping the Desert Hills Thunder.
We'll take an injury timeout. Desert Hills Thunder down on the field. We'll be right back in the Ogden's the Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug 2nd quarter.
Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. Wendy's in Cedar City and Hurricane is happy to be a part of bringing broadcasts of high school activities for the youth in this area. Wendy's is open for breakfast early in the day and offers its full menu throughout the day and evening. Drive-up and delivery is available, and they have plenty of specials to choose from. Wendy's of Cedar City and Hurricane.
We won't speculate on what the injury is, but it's Caden Lloyd, a senior, number 22 for Desert Hills, being helped off. Looking like he's walking on his own. That could be a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing certainly for his legs and lower body, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
14-7, Canyon View leads. A 63-yard touchdown toss from Garrett to Main and a 6-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Hatch. Fui Latolo found Turnbow for 11 yards and a score for Desert Hills. 4:30 left, 2nd quarter. 3rd and 21 for Canyon View. At the Thunder, 36. 2 receivers left, 1 wide right. Garrett calls for the snap. No, that's Holden Miller. Caught by Jake Tom, and he breaks a tackle inside the 20 to the 19. So Holden Miller tosses the pass, and Tom gets very close to a first down. They spot it at the 18. Falcons need the 16 to move the chains.
And it looks like they're going for it.
17-yard reception to Tom. 4th down and 3.
That was a really good play right there by the receiver, getting enough yardage to make it worth going for the 4th down right there rather than bring out the field goal team.
4th and a short 3. Time running down in the 2nd quarter. Garrett back in at quarterback with Gunnar Hatch on his right hip. Calls for it in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, throws for Tom, in and out of his hands on the same play, same target, and Tom couldn't hold on, incomplete.
That would have been such a huge factor right there, be able to get the first down, get closer towards the red zone, be able to get in for get some points. But the Desert Hills Thunder, they did a really good job, though, picking up early on what the pass was going to be and almost actually intercepted that pass when I was in the air.
The safety bit down to come in and hit Tom. If he had kind of hung back a little bit, that tipped ball would have been easy pickings for him. Jake Garrett, 5 of 11, 109 yards and 1 touchdown. Fuilatolo leads his offense back out onto the field for Desert Hills. Canyon View leads 14-7, 3:39 left in the second. 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. The Thunder. Fuilatolo takes the snap, looking deep down the left sideline. Hendrick Lusk is there, but the pass thrown out of bounds. And good coverage as well by Canyon View's Tyler Barton.
Yeah, Tyler Barton made it very clear and distinct that he was all over the wide receiver right there, not even giving him a view or idea for Fuilatolo to be able to make that pass.
Fuilatolo came in completing 52% of his passes tonight so far, 67%. He's 8 of 12, 78 yards and a touchdown. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Fuilatolo takes the snap, rolls to his right quickly. Pressure comes. He gets away from one man and gets away from him again to the 20, running to the 25, bounces outside and crosses the 30 where he's pushed out. Some late contact over between a Falcon and a Thunder on the sideline. And a nice run by Fuilatolo to move the chains.
Yeah, Fuilatolo only coming in as a sophomore here starting for the Thunder. I think he has a pretty good future in store for him for the next couple of years.
3 carries, 6 yards. Of course, one of those was a loss of 7 on a sack. 1st down and 10, Desert Hills. Fuilatolo stepped out, so that stopped the clock at 3:24. Trips right. Quick throw out to the right side. Caught. It's a halfback or a wide receiver throw. Too deep on the toss. Incomplete. Wide open was Josh Crandall, but the pass too deep.
Those are the plays right there as a coach where you just kind of just pray and pray and pray that they'll be able to make the pass. And unfortunately, the Thunder were able to execute completely, just a little bit too much.
Boy, Canyon View's defensive secondary bit all the way. We've seen that same wide receiver screen play a bunch of times already from Desert Hills. And that's what they ran and then tossed it deep on the second pass. Quick throw out to the right side. Coming back to make the catch is Braxton Turnbow. That may have been deflected at the line.
Yeah, we saw it come off as right as he threw it. The speed of the ball changed a lot midair and causing it kind of be a little bit short for a diving catch instead of being able to pick up and run.
A 3-yard catch brings up 3rd down and 7. Fuilatolo with trips to his left, looking left. Pressure comes, and he's brought down at the 24. Falcons got into the backfield, brought some extra pressure. And that's Cooper McMullen, the junior, with the sack.
Wow, that is just a good way to be able to come in on the opposite side, just blindside him right from the back. Fuilatolo didn't even have a chance at all.
Fuilatolo brought down for a sack the second time tonight with 2:19 left in this second quarter. Canyon View has a decision. I think they've only got 1 timeout left. And so, I don't know, Desert Hills looking like they want to take their time and tick off all the seconds they can. Canyon View, this might still be time to try and put another score on the board.
Yeah, if I was in this situation, if I was Desert Hills, I'd definitely try to get as much time off the clock as we can because we don't want any momentum going towards the Falcons going into the locker room.
Desert Hills just a second shy of delay of game, calls a timeout. 14-7, Canyon View leads on Thunder 91. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. Brad's Food Hut is happy to present this broadcast. Brad's is a traditional fixture in Cedar City and features the Bronco Burger, fish and chips, grilled cheese, and grilled turkey sandwiches, chicken sandwiches, shakes, and of course, soft drinks. Brad's is located on North Main Street in Cedar City.
Coming out of that timeout, Canyon View leads 14-7, 1:49 left, first half. Falcons were up 14-0. Looks like Cedar leads 35-0 on Hurricane. Pineview and Dixie tied up at 14 near the half. Desert Hills punting, and a high, short punt will give Canyon View great field position. It goes out at midfield. And Desert Hills, some extracurriculars. One of the Desert Hills Thunder blockers came down. I think he just got leverage over one of the Falcons, and a few other Falcons came in to defend the teammate. No flags, though. We've had 8 plus 6, 14 penalties total between these two teams, and a lot of yards walked off.
Yeah, I think that would be a big conversation kind of going into the locker room for both sides, for both teams, how they can kind of reduce the amount of penalties that are coming out both offensively and defensively.
So Canyon View with 1:40 to play. Quick throw left side, and it's picked off. The Thunder come up with it. And the receiver wasn't even looking for it. Not sure if it's just a miscommunication between Jake Garrett and his receiver, but the Thunder have the football. And for Garrett, that's just the 5th interception of the season.
Yeah, the Thunder, they were right there. It came right to the defense. They were able to do perfectly, just catch the ball, just as simple as that, and just running for a couple of yards with the interception.
And I believe it was number 9, Jacob Wilkins. So that may breathe new life into Desert Hills. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line with 1:35 to play in this second quarter. Fuilatolo with trips to his right, pressure coming, picked up, and Fuilatolo throws on the screen, incomplete. Even if it had been caught, it would have been for a loss of a yard or two to Connor Ashby.
And once again, going back to the Canyon View defensive line, they're doing a really good job of getting pressure early to Fuilatolo, kind of make him scramble out and just throw out passes kind of willy-nilly.
Trips out right, 2nd and 10. One receiver left. Fuilatolo in the shotgun. Looking left, looking right. Pressure comes. He tries to spin away and can't get free.
That's a 3rd sack of the half for Canyon View.
Big sack there. That may push the Thunder back enough that they don't have a chance to score here. Still plenty of time, though, just over a minute. That's clear back to the 32-yard line. So an 11-yard loss. And Canyon View takes a timeout.
And with that was Kyson Parker. That's his 2nd sack of the season. Just once again, as good as Canyon View's been able to do all night. Finds Fuilatolo super fast, gives him the pressure early. He's able to get him down for another sack.
We invite you to stay tuned for our Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug halftime report. We'll give you some first half stats and take a look at maybe some adjustments both teams can make for the second half, or from what we see. Now this is a 3rd and 23 for Desert Hills. We've seen them have some big strikes a couple of times. Those big plays have been called back, but they certainly have the ability to pick up these 23 yards in one play. And that may be what Coach Chris Sawyers is thinking, using his final timeout of the half here, saying, guys, do not let them get behind you. Let's not allow a touchdown in this situation.
Let's cheer on that defense.
Trips out to the right for 3rd and 23. Ball on the left hash. Desert Hills attacking right to left from our view. That's west to east. Quick throw out to the right side. That's a low throw, but caught by Josh Crandall, I believe, up the sideline, hit hard out of bounds. And after a gain of about 20, across midfield to the 49.
Man, that was really good on. You said Barnes, or who was that on?
I think on the catch.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Josh Crandall, but it's tough to see those light numbers on white jerseys. A lot of movement on that Thunder Hills offensive line, and finally a flag comes in. I was like, should I throw the flag? Should I? Okay, I guess with 3 guys moving, I should do it.
And that's just, once again, just another big killer right there. A big offensive play for the Thunder, and then a penalty coming in to kind of bring things back to where it was before.
So the Thunder hurt themselves quite a bit in the first half with penalties. We'll see how much this hurts with 58 seconds left in the first. That'll push them from Canyon View territory back into their own 46. Fuilatolo, 10 of 15, 100 yards and a touchdown, and Desert Hills takes another timeout with 58 seconds left in this Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug second quarter. Our broadcast tonight is also brought to you in part by Hermes, happy to sponsor youth activities in our area. They're located just north of the City Park on Main Street. Hermes features burgers, shakes, fries, and soft drinks, and a variety of other items, including scones. Hermes, 294 North Main Street in Cedar City. You play any musical instruments?
I wish I could. I tried to learn how to play the harmonica when I was in high school, but after about a month learning on my own, I kind of lost the motivation real quick.
Gotcha. The Southern Utah University and KSUU and SUTV, along with the University Journal, are hosting a Battle of the Bands later this month, October 27th. If you have a band, if you're in a band, if you know of a band, let them know about it. Thunder 91's Battle of the Bands. You can learn more about that on SUUnews.net. That's SUUnews.net. If you want to learn more about Battle of the Bands, you can also watch tonight's game live on SUUnews.net. Fourth down, is it? It is. Wow, I lost track. Fourth down and about 7. It's a short 7 for Desert Hills. Trips to the left. Huilatolo looking left, throws it out there, incomplete. His receiver slipped down. I think that was Austin Turnbow, the intended receiver, and the ball sails high and incomplete.
I think he was going to try to make it a cut towards the middle of the field, and as he did, just kind of just lost his footing and slipped on the Canyon View grass.
That may be a situation of Desert Hills used to their artificial turf down there in St. George. They get out here on the real grass, and it's not quite as grippy.
Yeah, absolutely. That turf makes a huge difference, honestly, in the long run. Just not only with be able to get traction and everything like that, but like with all aspects of the game.
From the Desert Hills 46, 1st and 10, Canyon View. 54 seconds left in the half. Falcons lead 14-7. Garrett back looking to throw, holds, throws over the middle, picked off, and some room to run. To the 45, to the 50. 45, this is Austin Turnbow inside the 40 all the way to the Canyon View 36. Garrett goes 2 interceptions in a row on his last 2 attempts.
I think we got more flags coming in after the play. I think there's another scuffle between the Falcons and the Thunder players.
And Turnbow had pressure coming, couldn't find anybody open, and almost just threw that one up for grabs over the middle.
It's a shame, too, because the Falcons' offensive line did a really good job giving as much time as they possibly could for the quarterback. And with that, it just didn't pan out for them in the end.
At the end of the play, a personal foul against Canyon View. So from the 36 on the return, Desert Hills put all the way down to the 20. Let's see exactly, right just outside the 20-yard line.
With 43 seconds left here in the half, this is a great way to start off a drive for the Thunder.
So Desert Hills given a gift. Second quarter, 43 seconds left till halftime, and they're already in field goal range after that interception. Fuilatolo gives right side. Nunley some room to run and picks up a couple dives inside the 15. Nope, they'll spot him right at the 15. 6 yards. Thunder hustle back to the line. Fuilatolo lofts it toward the back of the end zone, and Tom defending didn't get a head turned around, but a lot of contact, mostly initiated by the offense.
As you can see, another flag there on the play. We'll see if with that contact who they're going to pick it on, either the defense or the offense.
An interesting call here. Tom was just running, unaware that the ball was coming, and it's a pass interference against Canyon View. Falcon fans do not like it.
Yeah, this is just not been their night the last couple minutes.
Half the distance to the goal. That puts Canyon View at 101 yards in penalties. First and goal, or 1st and 10. No, it is 1st and goal at the 7. Fuilatolo, handoff, left side. Nunley stuffed. Nothing. Keeps his feet and gets to the 7. Maybe a yard on the play.
And I think this is just a regular occurrence each play. We have another flag there on the field coming back.
Going to have lots of laundry to do tomorrow for Saturday chores.
Oh, I know. I think they're starting to turn out to be more yellow on the field than green from the grass.
14-7, Canyon View leads with 15 seconds left in this first half. And Desert Hills intercepted a ball near midfield for another personal foul. Canyon View, boy, and now you start. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 personal fouls. This will put it down to the 4-yard line.
Now with halftime coming, we can see, especially right now, the defense is coming in and kind of talk on the sidelines. I bet they're just kind of just talking, getting a strategy together, just doing everything they absolutely can to get them out of the end zone, just do what they can, just stick with a field goal at this point, just keep the lead at halftime.
Desert Hills, neither team has any timeouts left, so you got to think if Desert Hills tries any kind of a play, it'll be like a fade to the back of the end zone where if it's not caught, it'll just be an incompletion. They might even be able to try a couple of those and then maybe still have time to kick the field goal or attempt a field goal if they play their cards right.
For sure. And I think one big thing, too, that Desert Hills has done so far that's worked out for them is a lot of these screen passes. So I could see a kind of a screen pass hurrying, get out to the sideline really fast, just try to get a couple yards quick. That
has been effective, and they've had some space out there, and as long as the instruction is if you can't get the end zone, get out of bounds for that receiver.
Yep, absolutely.
Trips to the right in a bunch, one receiver wide left. Fuilatolo in the shotgun. First, second, and goal at the 4. And some movement. Desert Hills moved, and I think it's a false start, which for an offense like theirs that doesn't really, grind much, not a lot of power running, this extra space might actually be good for the Thunder.
No, I totally agree. I think this kind of gives it a little bit more room to get another good pass off from Fuilatolo to one of his receivers, especially somewhere in the middle where they have more able to get there.
Watch Austin Turnbull isolated here on this left sideline. Fuilatolo back to throw, looks right, nothing there, rolls left. He'll be wrapped up and brought down, and that will end the half. Desert Hills will scramble. They get up, try to run another play with 3, 2, 1. They won't get it off. Fuilatolo sacked, and that ends the Thunder threat. Wow.
Man, that is a really good job right there on the Canyon View defense. Just be able to stop the run, stop the open, because it was wide open in the middle for a little bit that Fuilatolo saw, so that's why he took it. But they just was really good, just swarming in, just stopping before he could make any big move.
That's like the Christmas gift that you get and you go, oh, thanks. I love it. Desert Hill set up at the Canyon View 21 with 43 seconds to go and a timeout, and they get nothing. How about that for Canyon View's defense?
Wow.
That takes us to the half. Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug second quarter comes to a close. So we'll take a timeout, hear from some of our sponsors. You have any quick thoughts before we go to sponsors, Nate?
I would just say quick thing that's coming in is definitely one of the big conversations that will probably be coming out for both sides is how they can stop being able to create so many penalties, both offensively and defensively.
Got to cut down on those penalties. Certainly, that was a factor. 8 penalties for Desert Hills, 76 yards. 11 first-half penalties against Canyon View for 105 yards. We'll give you some more stats here in a bit. When we return here on Thunder 91, we'll be back with the Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug halftime report.
Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. $5 Pizza now has 2 locations in Cedar City. $5 offers pizza in 8-inch to 16-inch sizes. And in addition to the 30-inch Beast, they also have cinnamon bread, cheese bread, and chicken wings. $5 Pizza for carry-out and delivery too. $5 Pizza located at 1390 South Providence Center and now on North Main Street as well. $5 Pizza, happy to support athletics and other activities of local high schools. Wendy's in Cedar City and Hurricane is happy to be a part of bringing broadcasts of high school activities for the youth in this area. Wendy's is open for breakfast early in the day and offers its full menu throughout the day and evening. Drive-up and delivery is available, and they have plenty of specials to choose from. Wendy's of Cedar City and Hurricane. Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. Brad's Food Hut is happy to present this broadcast. Brad's is a traditional fixture in Cedar City and features the Bronco Burger, fish and chips, grilled cheese, and grilled turkey sandwiches. chicken sandwiches, shakes, and of course, soft drinks. Brad's is located on North Main Street in Cedar City. Hermes Drive-In is happy to sponsor youth activities in our area. They are located just north of the City Park on Main Street. Hermes features burgers, shakes, fries, and soft drinks, and a variety of other items, including scones. Hermes Drive-In, 294 North Main Street, Cedar City.
Welcome to the halftime show presented by Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug. Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off of Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service or inside the pharmacy. Ryan Steinekert here with Nate Coombs. Nate, are you a junior, sophomore?
So technically I'm a sophomore here at SUU.
At SUU. And going into at least taking a radio class, maybe interested in doing some broadcasting in the future?
Yeah, so that's kind of my dream idea, is to do things kind of like what we're doing tonight here, do some sports broadcasting, everything. Maybe one day be in your seat doing the play-by-play analysis and everything. I think it's a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed everything so far tonight. It's been awesome.
Well, we're glad to have you. I'm glad to have you with me here tonight. The Falcons, a solid first half. They scored the first 14 points. Their second possession of the game, they started from their own 13-yard line after Gabe Lake recovered a Desert Hills fumble. And Canyon View in 10 plays, 87 yards, 58 of those on the ground by the running of Gunnar Hatch. And he capped off that drive with a 6-yard touchdown run. They kicked the extra point and led 7-0. A few minutes later, on their very next possession, Canyon View started from its own 8-yard line. 6 plays later, Jack Garrett threw it deep over the middle, and Tyler Main made a great catch, broke a tackle, and then went the rest of the way, about 35 yards to the end zone. A 63-yard touchdown pass put Canyon View up with the extra point, 14-0. Desert Hills answered on the next possession. They were helped by a couple of personal foul penalties against Canyon View, and then Fui Lutolo found Braxton Turnbow for 11 yards and a touchdown to make it 14-7. Teams exchanged fumbles, turnovers. We went back and forth a bit. Canyon View threw 2 interceptions late in the first half. And, in fact, the second interception led to Desert Hills 1st and 10 at the Canyon View 21-yard line with 43 seconds to go. They also had a timeout. They burned it early and ended up Fui Lutolo got sacked at the 10, and time ran out. So Canyon View, whether you say they dodged a bullet or they took control and didn't allow Desert Hills into the end zone, the Falcons lead 14-7 at the half.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I think that, just like you said, we can't really determine whether if they just got lucky or the defense did a really good job right there. The defense, they did do really good, being able to put a lot of pressure on Fui Lutolo, especially that very last play to kind of end things before halftime. But they just need to do a lot better job of not putting themselves in that situation at the beginning with all of those penalties that kept coming and reoccurring to get them inside the 10.
I guarantee Fui Lutolo right now, a coach, whether it's his head coach, Mark Murdoch, or another, a quarterback's coach, whoever it may be, is telling him, hey, you cannot take a sack right there. You've got to throw that one out of bounds, give us a chance to run another play that close to the end zone rather than right there. I mean, he took the sack with like 5 seconds to go, and they just didn't have time to even get up and spike the ball. So maybe a sophomore mistake. But Desert Hills, they've moved the ball fairly inconsistently. We've seen some big plays. They've been called back by penalties. Fui Lutolo, 10 of 16, 100 yards passing, just 36 yards on the ground for Desert Hills in that first half, so $136 total unofficially. As for Canyon View, they've been a lot more balanced and effective. I've got Canyon View with 129 passing yards, or 127 passing yards. 109 of those from Jake Garrett. He threw 2 interceptions right there at the end of the half, but was 5 of – when he threw that touchdown pass to Tyler Main, he was 4 of 7 for 108 yards and a touchdown. And, sorry, let me just mention one more thing. And then on the ground, 101 rushing yards for Canyon View, a total of 228.
Exactly. And I think one big deciding factor right here that will really help out the Falcons, especially the second half, is getting the ball more to, once again, Tyler Main.
Yeah.
We saw that he had one of the touchdowns, and as well as he leads the team in receptions. I think that it'll be a really good opportunity to be able to get more yardage running the ball a little bit more, and then especially continuing the ball to Gunnar Hatch. I think it was the second touchdown the Falcons had, or the second or the first. He had so many of the yards, especially starting at the very end, just ran the ball all over the field that possession. So just trying to get him the ball a little bit more and open it up around the side, I think that'd be a really good option.
Yeah, I think that that first touchdown they scored, that drive, he had, I think, 58 rushing yards of the 87 yards of offense on that drive. So you nailed it, and it'll take some adjustment, because on that drive, Canyon View's running was very effective. Hatch had 6 carries for the 58 yards and a score on that drive. Outside of that drive, he has 4 carries for -2 yards. So there's some kind of adjustment that Desert Hills made to those running plays that Canyon View is running, and we'll see what adjustments both teams make in the second half.
Exactly. And with that adjustment, that means that Adrian Ward, he kind of needs to step up a little bit more. Tonight, he hasn't had the opportunity to get as much yards as he usually does. And I think that if he's able to kind of get a little bit more, pick up like 3, 4 every single time, then it'll kind of open up more for Hatch and be able to get him more opportunities to get the ball out more.
Another big question mark, partly answered in that first half. Canyon View's defense was a point of focus in fall camp before the season started, and Coach Sawyers wanted to see his defense improve. Now, they looked pretty good through the first 3 games of the season. They allowed Payson to score 22, Grant scored 6, Enterprise scored 14. But as we've mentioned, in Region 9 play, they'd been allowing 51 points per game. In that first half, they allowed Desert Hills 7. So, question answered, can Canyon View hold a team? Can the defense step up and hold a team from scoring much? Yes, they've done it for 2 quarters. The next big question, can they do it for 2 more?
Especially that second half, that's when everyone starts getting a little bit more fatigued and tired and everything like that. This will play a huge kind of crucial role to see what the Canyon View Falcons are really made of for defensive-wise.
This is the Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug halftime report. We've got the $5 pizza third quarter coming up. Also remind you, we'll have the after the game is over, we'll do the Brad's Food Hut and Carter Creek Concrete to go post-game wrap-up, including the Bullock Drug and Township Pharmacy Player of the Game. Our broadcast tonight is also brought to you in part by Wendy's. We'll take a moment to hear from our underwriters and be right back on Thunder 91.
Wendy's in Cedar City and Hurricane is happy to be a part of bringing broadcasts of high school activities for the youth in this area. Wendy's is open for breakfast early in the day and offers its full menu throughout the day and evening. Drive-up and delivery is available, and they have plenty of specials to choose from. Wendy's of Cedar City and Hurricane. Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. Brad's Food Hut is happy to present this broadcast. Brad's is a traditional fixture in Cedar City and features the Bronco Burger, fish and chips, grilled cheese, and grilled turkey sandwiches, chicken sandwiches, shakes, and of course, soft drinks. Brad's is located on North Main Street in Cedar City. $5 Pizza now has 2 locations in Cedar City. $5 offers pizza in 8-inch to 16-inch sizes. And in addition to the 30-inch Beast, they also have cinnamon bread, cheese bread, and chicken wings. $5 Pizza for carry-out and delivery too. $5 Pizza located at 1390 South Providence Center and now on North Main Street as well. $5 Pizza, happy to support athletics and other activities of local high schools. Ogden's Flooring and Design welcomes you to their showroom floor at 2232 North Main Street in Cedar City. Celeste Johnson and the staff can answer any questions about your flooring projects. 867-1777. That's 867-1777. Ogden's is happy to present this athletic event. Hermes Drive-In is happy to sponsor youth activities in our area. They are located just north of the City Park on Main Street. Hermes features burgers, shakes, fries, and soft drinks, and a variety of other items, including scones. Hermes Drive-In, 294 North Main Street, Cedar City.
Welcome back to the Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug second quarter. Township Pharmacy near the hospital, Bullock Drug downtown. They have curbside service available. You can also stop inside the pharmacy. A good first half for Canyon View, leading 14-7. And we got a couple minutes until our third quarter begins. But Canyon View, the turnovers early helped them. The penalties early helped them. And then it swapped. Of course, the penalties hurt them later. That really set up Desert Hills to get their score on the board. Turnovers could have killed Canyon View, but their defense made a big stand there at the end of the first half. So it'll be interesting to see how the turnovers, the penalties, and then the fatigue that you mentioned, how that factors in, all that stuff factors into the second half.
Oh, absolutely. And especially where they've been playing so hard this first half and keeping it together. If they're able to do it again, I believe that they'll be able to come out with a win here to get their first win of the region.
Boy, that would be big for Canyon View. If you look at the RPI rankings right now, in 4A, Skyview at number 1, Pineview at number 2. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard around the region here in a second too. But Canyon View is down at 16, Desert Hills just below them at 17. Now every team will make that first round of the playoffs. So 22 teams in 4A, and so one or two spots can make a big difference, especially in these mid areas. If Canyon View could win tonight, maybe win next week in their home game and season finale against Dixie, they could propel themselves up into a spot where they'd be eligible for maybe even a home game in the first round of the playoffs. That's how big these tonight and then next week on Wednesday night could be for Canyon View. Let's give us those scores from around the rest of the region so far tonight, Nate.
Okay, so far, as we can see here, we got 14-7 for Canyon View, and then Cedar is demolishing Hurricane right now. This is absolutely crazy. 42-0 at halftime. I wouldn't be surprised if the score didn't kind of go up more with the junior varsity kind of coming in and playing the rest of the game for Cedar, kind of giving those guys a little bit of break. The big game right now this week here in Region 9 is definitely Pineview and Dixie. It's tied 14-14 at halftime. This is a huge deciding game because if Dixie's able to kind of pull off the win over Pineview, there will be a three-way tie for first place for the region, which especially for the RPI is huge. It'd be a big, big roll. And then as we come right here, Snow Canyon's beating Crimson Cliffs 28-14. Snow Canyon's definitely praying that Dixie can get the win over Pineview as well, so that way they can stay up in the first place rankings for tie for first.
Oh, for sure, especially considering Pineview beat Snow Canyon last week on a last-second missed field goal, and Pineview won that game. I think it was 35-36 or 30. What was it? I've got that information right here. Pineview won 36-35. So, boy, if Dixie was able to beat Pineview, that would be huge. Now, here's something else. I'm having a hard time coming to grasps with this region sometimes. You look at last week, and you'd have to compare more, and obviously just comparing scores doesn't give you a real great picture, but it's just interesting. Last week, Cedar at Desert Hills, and the Reds won by 3, 17-14. So keep that in mind. Last week, Hurricane beat Canyon View 35-28. So, and then you think about what Cedar did to Canyon View, 64-16, and you think, okay, compare those scores, compare those teams, and you think, well, Desert Hills, unless Canyon View plays great, and especially when you look at what Cedar's doing to Hurricane tonight.
Oh, for sure.
But Canyon View on top, 14-7 at the half. Got 24 minutes left to play in this game, but Canyon View has got to be feeling good about where they're at, especially considering scores from the previous few weeks.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I absolutely love about here in Region 9. It's always super competitive all the time. There's never really one always dominant team out there. There's always a couple that are kind of always going to contest for a number one spot in their region, which is why Region 9's always been kind of known throughout the state here, especially in 4A classification.
Any adjustments you see that Canyon View needs to make in the second half, Nate? I'm putting you on the spot here.
No, absolutely. I definitely think one of the things that they need to do is they need to do a lot better at pass protection. Desert Hills has got a lot of really good open looks that unfortunately hasn't worked out for him so far. But if Fulio Tolo is able to make those connections, there would have been a lot more points on the board. So I think be able to cover the receivers a little bit better, especially on those deep passes, then they'll be really good hands because the defensive line's doing a really good job giving them pressure.
How about adjustments for so let me add also for Canyon View, I think they've got to get back to that running game. We We saw them move the ball so well on one of those drives and put it into the end zone. Gunnar Hatch, but his last couple carries, just 1 yard. As for Desert Hills, any adjustments you see they need?
I would say the offensive line definitely needs to step it up. They need to give Fuluto a lot more room. Fuluto is a really good offensive player, and he's been able to make some really good plays so far. So if he's able to have more time, kind of be calm a little bit more, not so rushed, I think offensively they can get a lot more production coming out.
Desert Hills with just 36 yards of rushing in that first half, so that's something they can get better on. Desert Hills will kick off to Canyon View to start third quarter action. Our halftime has been brought to you by Township Pharmacy and Bullock Drug. And here's the boot. Onside kick attempt, and it's too long. Just a little too much foot on it, out of bounds, and Canyon View will get great field position.
I honestly think that kind of threw Canyon View for a loop a little bit, just the quick onside kick, but unfortunately it didn't really work out too well.
Yeah. Canyon View not ready for it. Desert Hills pulling something out of the bag of tricks. So that's a false start. Add another to the penalty tag. That's 20 penalties in the game.
Well, that's a great way to start off the half, right?
Right. Start off the way we finished, with a penalty.
Exactly.
Now that went out. Now if the kickoff goes out of bounds beyond the 35, they bring it up to the 35. This went out at the 46. So Canyon View starts at Desert Hills' 49-yard line, right at midfield. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Hatch with the handoff, right side, gets around the corner, lowers the shoulder, and gets an extra yard for the effort to the 46.
Mm-hmm. And like we'd mentioned about and talked about before, the Falcons are just coming out with that run game once again, trying to see if that will be able to spark things up for the offense.
2 yards for Hatch. They'll spot it at the 47. 2 receivers left, 1 wide right. And a wing back in there as well, as the give goes again to Hatch left side, and this time nothing. He's brought down a yard behind the line at the 48.
Yeah, that was a really good job by the Desert Hills defense right there, being able to pick up on Hatch once again. I think during their halftime conversation, they probably talked about how Canyon View's going to try to run a little bit more as well, and just how they need to prepare for the run.
So now a 3rd and long, and Canyon View got into trouble with this type of play calling against Cedar. Like an incomplete on first or a short gain on second, and then a 3rd and long. Garrett rolling to his left, a bootleg throw down the field, incomplete, and Canyon View players asking for a flag, and it comes in. Tyler Main, the intended receiver, and contact came in early.
That'll definitely be another pass interference there on the Thunder defense right there.
So that'll be 15 yards. In high school, pass interference is not an automatic first down, but the yardage will be enough to move the chains in this situation. If we're right about the call. Pass interference, yes it is. That's, my goodness, 21 penalties for a total of 201 yards combined for these teams. And we still have, it's 10:56 left in the 3rd quarter.
Mm-hmm. And I definitely think that if there's more penalty yards than, like, actual offensive yardage coming out for your team, that's something you definitely need to work on. It picks up a little bit.
And that's almost the case for Desert Hills. Gunnar Hatch, the give, right side, and not much room, so he lowers the helmet and drives into the defense for a gain of a couple to the 31.
Mm-hmm. And just like that, just quick little runs right there, getting about 3-4 yards every single drive. That's what kind of will be able to push you forward, keep making the first downs.
My middle school coach had an interesting philosophy. I'll tell you about it here in a second. 2 receivers left, and again to Hatch, left side. He bounces around the left side and picks up some running room. Good bounce down to the 27-yard line. So that was a gain of 4. My middle school football coach, his philosophy, we ran the option, all right? And he said, if we can pick up 2.5 yards on every play, we'll pick up a first down every 4 downs, right?
Okay.
2.5 yards. You pick up 3-4, that's probably a better, more realistic goal. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what Canyon View wants to do here with Gunnar Hatch. 4 yards on that last play. Give again to Hatch. Room to run. No, this is Adrian Ward, just tripped up at the 21. That was a maybe touchdown-saving tackle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If he wasn't there to be able to trip up Adrian's feet, that would have been another easy 6 points right there in the end zone.
So Adrian Ward, 5 carries, 35 yards. The most of that came on a 23-yard scamper in the 2nd quarter. Two receivers left, two wide right. Ward in the backfield. Garrett from the shotgun. Gives to Ward. And Ward runs into a wall, tries to bounce it back and outside, and lost 5 to the 26.
Yeah, Side Nunley definitely did a really good job picking up on that run really quick. We can see that Ward tried to just scramble a little bit, but none of his tricks he could pull off was able to work out.
Ward with some good quickness, but Nunley took a great angle. 2nd down and 5, and Desert Hills moves. That was a strong clap by Jake Garrett on a harder count, and it worked. Get those 5 yards back.
An encroachment against the Thunder.
Yeah, I wonder if both teams kind of decided they wanted to see how many flags came out. Try to get the record for the state for how many flags could come out in the game.
Well, we were at 22 total. I know there was a game about 5 years ago, who was it? Diamond Ranch at Rich, and Diamond Ranch alone had 23 penalties for 250-something yards.
Oh, my goodness.
Garrett on the read option keeps it and is gobbled up clear back at the 26.
Yeah, John Stokes right there. Didn't even give him a chance. He definitely is one of the biggest defensive factors for the Thunder, coming with 5 sacks before the game, so this is adding number 6 leading in. And right there we can see why he's leading the team in sacks. Just does a really good job picking up on the quarterback, not giving him any time to even throw the ball or have an idea what to do at all.
So a 3rd down and 16 after that big loss. Garrett running bootleg left, stops and finds some free space. Goes back to his right, to the 20, to the 15, steps out. He'll be well short of the 1st down, but picked up about 10.
And I think that run right there gives them a really good position if they're willing to bring out the field goal team right there rather than being back at towards the 35.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. That really puts them in good field goal range rather than what would have been very tough field goal range. An 11-yard run for Jake Garrett puts him at 21 yards on 4 carries, and now Canyon View brings out the field goal team. And it's Taz Chamberlain, the left-footed place kicker, to attempt what is a 33-yard field goal. The hold is good. The kick is up. Has the distance, but it's wide right and no good.
It's always really difficult, especially when you're on the farthest end of the hash, trying to be able to angle it correctly to get it through the uprights. But right there we can see that. He just yanked it a little bit too much to the right.
So Desert Hills will take over. Here in the 3rd quarter, 8:13 left to play. And I believe they'll move it out to the 20-yard line for 1st and 10. 33-yard field goal definitely had the distance, but just wide right. Fuilatolo, the shotgun, a back on each hip, 2 receivers right. Takes the snap and gives right side. This is a big running back we haven't seen yet. He breaks a tackle across the 25, 30, 35, finally ridden down out of bounds. And is that, looked like a 30-something.
Yeah, I couldn't tell which number it was either. It's hard. Like you said before, it's hard to see on the all-white jerseys that Desert Hills is wearing. That was a really good run, though. He was able to pick it up, kind of use his momentum and use his body, be able to continue to push through and be able to get a 1st down for the Thunder. So good start to the drive.
Clear out to the 36-yard line, a 16-yard gain. Read option, Fuilatolo keeps it right side and won't escape the Falcon defense. Picks up 1, maybe 2.
And especially right there, I'm kind of in shock that he was even able to get 1 or 2 yards right there. I thought that the Falcons, once again, they did a really good job picking up the option run from the quarterback and getting him down as soon as possible.
So a late flag comes in right at the line of scrimmage. 14-7. Canyon View scored the first 14 points of the game, and then Desert Hills scored a touchdown. A sideline warning against Desert Hills. A 4-yard gain. They spot Fuilatolo at the 40. So a 2nd down and 6 from the 40. 7:49 left in the third. Fuilatolo back to throw. Coverage on the left side, and he breaks free. Steps up into the pocket, then bounces out to the right. Breaks a tackle at the 50 to the Canyon View 40. Spun down inside the Falcons 40.
Wow, considering what could have been a big disaster for the Thunder, turned out to be a huge yardage for Fuilatolo.
21 yards, puts him back in the black on rushing yards. 8 carries, including the 4 sacks the Falcons have on him. 8 carries for 11 yards. First down, Desert Hills at the Falcons' 39-yard line. Fuilatolo again in the shotgun. Snap is low. He couldn't scoop it up and then finally dove on it for a loss of 3 or 4.
Man, it's hard when you have a big play like that and then you're just not able to quite get your hands on the ball right there.
Back to the 43, a 4-yard loss, 2nd and 13. 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. Fuilatolo in the shotgun with Cy Nunley, I believe, on his right hip. Takes the snap, quick throw on the out, dropped. Hendrick Lusk, no. That's Brighton Bingham who couldn't hold on.
And right there, as we just saw, kind of just right in and out of the hands. Just needs a little bit more concentration and kind of slow down his thinking. He was already getting his feet ready to turn to run and go.
He was looking for where to run before he had the ball. I think you're right.
Yep.
2 receivers left. Nope, now trips to the left, including Hendrick Lusk. And 1 receiver right. Nunley on the right hip of Fuilatolo for 3rd and 13. Pressure coming. Looks like a screen set up. Lots of room for Nunley. First down at the 30. Out to the right sideline of the 25, and the Falcons finally bring him down there, but that'll move the chains.
The blitz by the Falcons right there. They tried really, really hard to be able to get him in time, but it just drop pass right over the defensive line. Was able to come up for huge yardage right there on that pass.
And I said Cy Nunley. That was actually number 3, Connor Ashby on the reception and the screenplay. First and 10 for Desert Hills. Lusk in motion. Gets the handoff on the fly sweep around the left side. Gets around the corner to the 20. Stumbles at the 10 or at the 15 and then pushed out of bounds around the 12. So Hendrick Lusk moves the chains again, or at least close to it.
These quick little passes that the Thunder have been able to do so far offensively this drive, this is the biggest main factor that's been what has been able to get him forward so far, is get him in the red zone.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Tight end on the right side as well, I believe. Handoff to Cy Nunley. Stops and lowers the shoulder pads. Drives inside the 10. 2-3 flags down.
I think we might be getting another holding call on that one. That's what it kind of looks like from up here.
And Cooper McMullen, one of the Falcons, came up with his arms out to his side saying, man, I got held or something. Did they just say personal foul against Canyon View?
Yes, they did.
That's the trendy call tonight, personal foul against the Falcons. Now the end of the run, Cy Nunley took it down to about the 7. Add half the distance to the goal. And that's just a 3-yard penalty, but a 1st and goal at the 3. Fuilatolo under center, keeps it himself, quarterback keeper up the middle, and he'll be stopped short, about a yard short of the end zone.
And with these personal fouls here from the Falcons, they just got to be more disciplined here on defense. As they're nearing towards double digits in personal fouls, that's kind of a huge factor of why the Thunder is getting so close to being in the end zone.
14-7 Canyon View holding the lead. Fuilatolo turns and gives Nunley left side room, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunder.
Another big factor right there. Penalties have been killing the Falcons so far, and the only reason why they've been able to get so far on both of the Thunder touchdowns is from huge penalties and a lot of big calls like that.
So I got Cy Nunley with the 5 carries, 35 yards, and that touchdown. 10 plays to go 80 yards, and Desert Hills can tie things up with this extra point. The kick is up and good.
Extra point by
and that ties the score at 14 on Thunder 91.
Tie ball game.
That was an impressive drive
In the third quarter, score tied.
by Desert Hills. 10 plays, 80 yards, about 2.5 minutes off the clock. And now that missed field goal looms a little larger.
I just really hope that the kicker for the Falcons, Chamberlain, I just really hope that he doesn't get discouraged, because I think this game, honestly, as we see right now, being tied at 14s, it might come down to a field goal with it being this close.
Yeah, that could be interesting. We've seen, of course, we already mentioned during the halftime show, last week's Pineview Snow Canyon game came down to a field goal that Snow Canyon missed and ended up losing by 1. This is the 5-Buck Pizza third quarter. 2 locations for 5-Buck Pizza, 1390 South Providence Center Drive, number 5. They've also got their location on 1830 North Main Street, almost just across the street from Canyon View High School. It's the 5-Buck Pizza third quarter. 14-14, we're tied up. Canyon View scored 14 unanswered. Now the Thunder Hills, Desert Hills. There we go again.
This is a common name for tonight.
The Thunder have scored 14 unanswered. The kickoff, nice long line drive. Adrian Ward fields it at the 1. Down the right side to the 20, 25, finds a lane to the 30, hit there and brought down about the 32. 31-yard return for Adrian Ward. So Canyon View's last few drives, they haven't done much. A 3-and-out, a 6 plays, and then a turnover on downs, and then a pick on the first play, another pick on the first play. Their last drive, they drove all the way down to the 15 and attempted a 33-yard field goal and missed. Got to put something together here offensively. 5:37 left in the third quarter. Garrett calls for the snap and gives to Gunnar Hatch around the left side. Following his blockers, dives out close to the 35 for a gain of 2 or 3.
It just better not be a big factor with them getting short. Did we just see another flag on the play?
Yeah, there's a flag on the sideline right in front of Desert Hills bench. And maybe like a hold out around that left edge, trying to get that edge for Gunnar Hatch.
Against the Falcons.
I just ran out of room for penalties on my stat sheet.
I think at this point, Ryan, me and you, we just need to have our own flags. We can throw them on there too. With the
If the flags, like if we were from Brazil and that yellow flag may be a little patriotic.
Oh, exactly, I know.
But back to the 22-yard line, 1st and 10. We'll replay first down. Garrett on a low snap, goes down and gets it, drops back to throw. He's sacked. All kinds of pressure. The pocket collapsed, and he's brought down back at the 15. Momentum clearly swinging toward the Thunder.
No, definitely right there. He's definitely got to do a better job of trying to get out of the pocket a lot earlier. I know so far in the game, the offensive line's done really good at giving a lot of time and being calm and everything like that. But in that situation, you just got to get out quick because it was swarming in really fast.
22 for the Falcons.
3rd and 22.
A lot of yardage that they got to pick up.
They're at their own 15. No, it's 2nd down, though, because the penalty replayed the down.
Gotcha.
2nd and 22. Garrett back to throw. Pressure comes. He's flushed right and will be brought down. Couldn't get away. Back at the 9.
Now 2 sacks right there in a row. They definitely got to try to mix things up right here.
And Desert Hills bringing some extra pressure, extra guys on the rush. That time it was Lincoln Holmes, the either strong safety or outside linebacker, and he just came in uncontested. And Jake Garrett just went from 4 carries for 21 yards to 6 carries for 8 yards after those 2 sacks. Brings up a 3rd down and 33. Probably a conservative draw type play here. Nope, fake the handoff and then throw to Tyler Main. He makes the catch at the 15 and can't get away from the Thunder. A short gain, positive yardage, out 6 yards. Tyler Main now has 4 catches for 85 yards.
Yeah, even though it's 4th down and the punting team's coming out, I think that's kind of a good idea of what the offense is kind of going to be looking for towards kind of the next possession that they have, trying to get Tyler Main the ball once again.
Can the Canyon View defense answer the call here? Desert Hills is going to have pretty good field position, most likely. Austin and Braxton Turnbow back to receive. Austin at the Canyon View 43. Braxton at the Canyon View 46. Ask these guys. Snap is a good one, and a line drive punt away from the Turnbows. Bounces once, twice, and Braxton picks it up at his own 45. To his right, Canyon View covers it well. Still on his feet, though, at the 50, and then finally brought down about the 48 of Canyon View.
It kind of looked like it on that play that Austin, his brother, came in, was the one that made the tackle, trying to get the block off of everything.
Just come in and just come in, yeah. 2:46 left in the third quarter. Tie ball game, 14-all here at Canyon View. The Falcons scored the first 14. Desert Hills has scored the last 14. And they start this possession at the Canyon View 49-yard line. Their last possession, 10 plays, 80 yards, and they punched it in for a touchdown. Cy Nunley on the run. Fuilatolo with trips left. Nunley to his left hip. Takes the snap and throws deep down the right sideline. He's got his man, caught at the 15, 10-5, touchdown. Josh Crandall goes all the way to the house.
Touchdown by number 18.
And right there, right as we could see rising through it, we knew that he was wide open. The coverage that we talked about that the Falcons needs to do, it just didn't work out that play at all, leaving him wide open for the touchdown.
And how about the toss from Noah Fuilatolo? You see why the sophomore is the starting quarterback for this Desert Hills team with throws like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Making big throws like that, as well as being able to run with the ball, it just makes him such a dual threat there on the offensive front.
I got Fuilatolo with 12 of 19, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the other thing that impressive about him, especially as a sophomore, 13 touchdowns now with just 2 interceptions on the season and 185 or so pass attempts.
Yeah, with that kind of ratio right there, you can see that he's not only able to make the completion and everything like that, but he's consistent, and that he has very good vision of the field and everything that goes on, what's happening where the defense is playing.
Desert Hills takes the lead. First lead of the ball game for the Thunder. Extra point kick is up and good.
By Bentley is good. And the Thunder take a
right there with
7-point
2 possessions straight in a row with Desert Hills scoring both times. I think that's kind of starting to pick up how we're going to see the rest of the half.
Hey, Falcons fans certainly hope that's not the case. But, boy, that was one play, 49 yards. How much time left? 2:38. Wow. 8 seconds for that scoring strike. And again, Desert Hills leads 21-14 on Thunder 91. You can also watch live on SUUnews.net. We've got a simple video stream playing there. So Canyon View now has to get that offense going. We said that on the previous possession. They went 3-4 and out. They, I guess, went, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely, with this this next drive that they'll be able to have, if they are able to kind of get good yardage right here at the very beginning, get a good return, trying to mix it up a little bit more with the pass offense, see if they can be able to get some yardage through the air.
Now, they may be helped a little bit here. On the touchdown celebration, Desert Hills was called for unsportsmanlike conduct. The 15 yards walked off.
The Heat are beating the Lakers 88-82.
Heat over the Lakers 88-82 in the third. But so 15 yards on the kickoff. So Desert Hills kicking from their own 25-yard line. Canyon View might have better field position on this possession. High and deep kick over the head of the Canyon View return man, scooped up at the 12. He makes a couple guys miss to the 25, to the 30. Hit and sandwiched there. Tyler Barton ends up with a pretty good return after what could have been disastrous.
And especially with not losing the ball and the lights and everything like that, being able to get that many yardage, I would have been really impressive to see if he would have been able to make the catch at the beginning, see how far up he would have been able to get.
Canyon View from its own 31-yard line, third quarter, 2:38 left to play. Pineview just took a 21-14 lead over Dixie. in that game, and that's I think they're playing that one, yes, at Dixie. I was going to say at Pineview, but it's at Dixie. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Garrett gives up the middle. Ward trying to shift his way forward, but not much room. A yard, maybe 2.
Number 2, Adrian Ward with the carry.
So Ward out to the 33.
Looks like 3 yards.
2-yard gain. Gives him 31 yards on 7 carries tonight. Again, most of those came on a 23-yard scamper in the second quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Quick throw. Tyler Main makes the catch at the 33. Makes one man miss and pushes his way out to the 38, maybe the 39.
That was a good little screen pass right there from the Falcons. Just try to get some quick, easy yardage because all the last attempts that they've had so far when they try to get let's play runs out, that there's been 2 sacks.
4 yards on the reception, bringing up 3rd down and 3 to go on the 38.
Got Garrett at 7 of 15 for 116 yards. Time running down in the third quarter. 21-14, Desert Hills leads. Adrian Ward around the left side. Can he get the corner? There's some defense there. He meets up with the defense at the 40 and goes straight to the sideline and out of bounds. It was a battle of who can, like a battle of chicken, and they neither won. They just went straight out.
Those ones are super tough, too, because you're running kind of the wrong way in the field, so you feel like you're getting like a 10, 15-yard gain when it's really only about 1 or 2 when you're looking at the other way.
So a 1-yard gain for Adrian Ward, and Coach Chris Sawyers will send out the punt team. Not what Canyon View wanted here, especially considering the momentum right now almost completely with the Thunder. Desert Hills set to return this punt. See what kind of a boot Barlow can get on it. 21-14, Desert Hills leads, whistles, and a timeout. Canyon View. You're tuned in to the $5 Pizza third quarter on Thunder 91.
$5 Pizza now has 2 locations in Cedar City. $5 offers pizza in 8-inch to 16-inch sizes. And in addition to the 30-inch Beast, they also have cinnamon bread, cheese bread, and chicken wings. $5 Pizza for carry-out and delivery too. $5 Pizza located at 1390 South Providence Center and now on North Main Street as well. $5 Pizza, happy to support athletics and other activities of local high schools. Ogden's Flooring and Design welcomes you to their showroom floor at 2232 North Main Street in Cedar City. Celeste Johnson and the staff can answer any questions about your flooring projects. 867-1777. That's 867-1777. Ogden's is happy to present this athletic event.
Chamberlain back to punt for the Falcons.
So the Falcons go 3 and out for the second consecutive possession. Desert Hills set to return. Now this is a 4th and short. I wouldn't be surprised here. From trailing 21-14, this could be an opportunity for a fake. Canyon View not thinking that same way, maybe. Oh yes, Chamberlain running to his right. Can he get the corner? He does, but he does not get the first down. Defense came in late on the hit, and Chamberlain only got to about the 39. He needed the 41. Got back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Yeah, Chamberlain definitely got hit really hard coming there by near the sideline. They were only about like 1 or 2 yards away from getting the first down, but the Thunder weren't wanting them to be able to get across.
So Desert Hills takes over with excellent field position at the Canyon View 38. Chamberlain actually lost a yard on that run attempt. It was kind of it looked like it was maybe the coaching was take it to your left. If you see there's room to run and pick up the first down, pick it up. If not, boot that thing away. And he just misinterpreted what he saw. Thought he had room to run and did not. Desert Hills covered it well. Fuilatolo takes a low snap and gives to Braxton Turnbow. Coming in from the right side, the slot back picks up a couple yards and brought down at the 36.
Tackle made by number 22, Colton Floyd.
Turnbow, 7 carries, 52 yards on the season. He's been more dangerous as a receiver this season for Desert Hills. Trips right, Turnbow the inside man of the bunch. Fuilatolo in the shotgun under center for 2nd and 8 and give up the middle. Little bit of room up the gut, and Canyon View stuffs it, drives the runner back. Running back is Connor Ashby. Picked up a couple. Ends the third quarter with Desert Hills leading 21-14 This third quarter has been brought to you by 5 Buck Pizza on Thunder 91.
5 Buck Pizza now has 2 locations in Cedar City. 5 Buck offers pizza in 8-inch to 16-inch sizes. And in addition to the 30-inch Beast, they also have cinnamon bread, cheese bread, and chicken wings. 5 Buck Pizza for carry-out and delivery too. 5 Buck Pizza located at 1390 South Providence Center and now on North Main Street as well. 5 Buck Pizza, happy to support athletics and other activities of local high schools. Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy.
Canyon View scored the first 2 touchdowns of the game, but it's been all Desert Hills since then. 21 unanswered for Desert Hills. In fact, Canyon View scored all 14 of its points in the first quarter and then hasn't scored since then.
This will definitely be a good opportunity to see how Desert Hills will be able to, if they can score another time in a row right here.
Boy, that put Canyon View in a big hole, especially as ineffective as the Falcons offense has been for the last 2 quarters. No points in the second, no points in the third. 3rd down and 4. Desert Hills at the Falcons 32-yard line. Fuilatolo in the shotgun. Trips right. Give to Ashby around the left side, and he gets the corner, dives ahead for the first down and a little more to the 26.
And I think we got another piece of laundry there on the field towards the Desert Hills sideline.
So they spot Ashby down at the 25, and you're right, the flag down over there. Be a 7-yard gain plus any penalty yardage.
Yeah, especially with the penalty coming, this is putting Desert Hills in a really good position to be able to score another touchdown right here on this drive.
Thunder lead 21-14, 11:54 left, 4th quarter. Invite you to stay tuned for our Brad's Food Hut postgame show. It is against Canyon View, another personal foul. That's 14 penalties, 7 of them personal fouls against Canyon View. Now this will be half the distance to the goal, so it's a 12.5-yard penalty.
And I think that's 3 straight possessions in a row where Desert Hills been able to get into the red zone because of a personal foul call.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left, ball in the left hash for Fuilatolo with Ashby on his right hip. Thunder lead 21-14. Fuilatolo steps up, then back, and Ashby moves to his left hip. Calls for the snap and quick throw out left side. Braxton Turnbow the catch and works his way to about the 9 for a short gain.
Yeah, the quick little screen pass right there. That's what's been kind of the bread and butter so far for Desert Hills. Be able to just get easy pickings for yardage so far.
170 passing yards for Noah Fuilatolo with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. 2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4. Down to the 9. Handoff up the middle side. Nunley tripped up, but he keeps his feet churning down to the 6. Gain of 3.
For as early as he got picked up, I'm surprised he was able to even get the kind of the 3 yards. He got picked up near the line of scrimmage, was able to power his way through to get a couple extra.
Yeah, Canyon View had some good penetration into the backfield, but
brings up 3rd down and 3.
that may be actually Connor Ashby with that carry, not Cy Nunley. Snap, and Fuilatolo. Pressure comes. He's flushed left, hesitates, and then finds some room to his left. Throws at the right at the goal line. Caught. Touchdown.
That's good. Touchdown pass.
Looked like a block in the backfield, but the official was right there, didn't throw the flag. And Desert Hills takes advantage. What an improvisation by Noah Fuilatolo.
I know, like his ability to be able to read kind of where the defensive line's coming in, to scramble out of the pocket, stay alive for as long as he was able to, and still get a pass off for the touchdown. That was amazing.
6-yard touchdown pass is Fuilatolo's 3rd of the night, and 14th of the season, to go along with just 2 interceptions. The snap on the extra point attempt is good. Kick is up and good. And Desert Hills leads 28-14. 28 unanswered points for the Thunder. After Canyon View led 14-0 in the first quarter.
I think that's just a really good job of Desert Hills being able to kind of just stay focused, stay calm, knowing that there was a lot of game left, that they still had a lot of opportunity to be able to put some ball out of points on the board. And we can see right here, their offense has been a huge change, especially from the first quarter, being able to stick to the kind of short passing game, as well as just Nofuli Ta'u just making plays all over the place, whether it's scrambling out, running, or getting it to open receivers.
So fourth quarter, 10:23 left to play. That was about a 2-minute possession. And remember, Canyon View went for a fake punt at their own 39-yard line, lost a yard. So Fuilatolo and the Thunder offense had great field position to start that drive, and they took advantage of it. Again, if you're just joining us, Canyon View led 14-0 after one quarter. But it's been all Desert Hills since then. 7 in the second, or a touchdown in the second. They scored 2 touchdowns in the third, 1 so far here in the fourth. Canyon View, plenty of time, 10:23 if they can get something going on offense. Short line drive kick, fielded at the 20 to the 30, 35. 2 hands on the football, good play and a nice return. Canyon View will start from its own 37.
Yeah, right there with the little squib kick. The person that caught it, he was just running, kind of ran to the blocker a little bit, kind of stopped him in his tracks a little bit, but still was able to get kind of good yardage compared to the last drive that they had.
I think that was Tommy English on the return. Thomas English, a junior, and he made a smart play, picked up some yards, made sure to secure the football. Ball in the left hash, Canyon View from its own 37. Garrett back to throw, has good protection. Nothing open though. Hesitates, or gives a ball fake to create some space and then slides down at the 34 for a loss of 3.
Yeah, it looked like as he was kind of scrambling out, coming near towards the sideline, he lost his footing in the grass, just slipped up a little bit and decided to just take it down, secure the football, make sure no hard hit caused a fumble.
That's the 3rd sack of the night for Desert Hills, and chalk that up to a coverage sack because Garrett had plenty of time. His offensive line did the job. 2nd down and 13. Canyon View trails 28-14, 9:40 left to play. Pressure coming, picked up by the line. Garrett goes deep down the left side for Cody Collison, just out of reach, diving at the 25-yard line, incomplete, and there's a flag down back at the 30.
I think we might be seeing kind of a little chop block play. We saw that the one Desert Hills player kind of fly over one of the linemen, and I'm just wondering if it might be bringing back to that.
Canyon View's offensive players backing up, and I see Jake Garrett shaking out that right arm. He was hit just after he threw the football. Flag down, clear back at the 28, and you're exactly right, a chop block.
Low block.
It honestly kind of looked like he was doing like kind of like a cartwheel in the air the way he got hit. He went really high, and those kind of hits are always just super scary because those leads to huge injuries right there.
Now the penalty took place. The line of scrimmage was the 34. Penalty took place at the 29, and they walk it off clear back to the 14-yard line for a 2nd down and 30-something. Garrett fakes the throw, finds some room, running to his left, lots of room, 25-30, steps out at the 36, and he's right back near the original line of scrimmage. Will bring up a 3rd and 11.
That was a really good read right there by the quarterback, just to be able to see that he had open room right there in the middle, just try to pick up that yards that they lost earlier.
22 yards on the carry from the 14 out to the 36-yard line.
And 10 for the Falcons.
Almost the 3rd. Actually, they did spot it right at the 37, so that's 23 yards on the carry. And some movement will give Canyon View 5 more extra yards offsides against Desert Hills.
This kind of gives them a little bit of hope for another second chance to be able to get a 1st down here to keep the drive alive.
That's for Desert Hills, that's a 13th penalty of the game. 121 yards. 3rd down and 5. Canyon View looking to get something going here, put some more points on the board. Quick throw out the right side, off the hand, incomplete. Michael McAllister diving. He had enough for the first down, but couldn't make the catch. Jake Garrett came in completing 56% of his passes, and Desert Hills has held him right now 7 of 16. That's 43%.
I think a really big factor in that is that Desert Hills has been really good with their pass coverage so far. It's always staying right next to the receivers and everyone trying to go out for the passes.
9:22 left to play. That drive took about a minute. Canyon View's got to get a stop on defense if they hope to get back into this one, and the punt goes off the side of the foot of Chamberlain, out of bounds near midfield. Just not a good punt. And some fans calling out, boy, we might as well have gone for it. That was a 12-yard punt, and Desert Hills takes over right at midfield.
And that kind of situation right there, you cannot afford to make any more of these mistakes this late in the game right here. Trying to get 2 possessions to be able to tie the game up right now, and everything is going to start counting towards these last 9 minutes.
9:15. So Canyon View, the way they can score, look at their 2 drives tonight, 3 minutes 14 seconds and 2 minutes 15 seconds. So factor in Desert Hills holding the football, taking up some time. This is about do or die time for Canyon View. They've got to get a stop here. 9:22 left to play, and Canyon View down 2 touchdowns. Fuilatolo in the shotgun, takes it and gives up the middle. Nothing. Great defensive stop right at the line of scrimmage by Dane Hudson. The handoff was to Ethan Ford, who had 3 carries for -5 yards in the first half. This one goes for 0.
Yeah, Ford right there just definitely got swallowed up right at the beginning. Couldn't even really get past the line of scrimmage at all.
Now, I expected Desert Hills to take their time getting back to the line of scrimmage and eat up some clock, but they get right back to it, take the snap. Fuilatolo looking left, throws out to his left, incomplete, intended for a diving Bingham.
14, Brighton Bingham. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page as you. I'm a little concerned why they're trying to go a little bit faster with a hurry-up offense and everything, but
and then the incompletion stops the clock.
Exactly.
Trips left, 3rd and 10 at the 50 for Desert Hills. Low snap. Fuilatolo picks it up with one hand, flushed out to his left, heaves it back to his right, incomplete, just threw it away, and that stops the clock again. So Desert Hills does Canyon View a favor. They pick up no yards, and they stop the clock twice with incompletions.
Exactly. And especially right there, too, it was pretty close to being another holding call right there on the offensive line, trying to just save time for Fuilatolo to get a pass off. But, yeah, I totally agree. I don't understand why they're trying to go so fast right now with a 14-point lead coming in. Maybe that's just kind of they're just what they want to do to keep it growing and see if they can increase the score a little bit more.
They don't have much of a pound and ground offense. You look at Ethan Ford, their running back, 4 carries and -5 yards. Connor Ashby and Cy Nunley have had some success on the ground. But interesting play calling there, stopping the clock twice and not forcing Canyon View to use any timeouts.
Exactly.
Strange punt formation with 3 receiver-looking players on the left side. And the punt booted away. Low line drive toward the sideline. Takes a nice bounce all the way into the end zone. And how about that play by, is that Cody Callison, the return man? He just got in the way of one of the cover men to make sure that ball rolled into the end zone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And especially now with kind of the rugby-style punts, that has been becoming a lot more popular, not only here in high school football, college football as well.
Right.
It gives a lot more opportunity to be able to get those good bounces for you, try to get it down the field. And unfortunately, just when it's a little too hard and going into the end zone. But that was a really good punt, though.
A 50-yard punt, but returned out on a touchback to the 20-yard line. Canyon View 1st and 10, 8:25 left to play. Late man comes in showing pressure and throwing over the middle. Tyler Main makes the catch, trying to free himself but can't. He gets out to the 28.
So in those kind of passes right there, that's what we talked about a little bit before. Just get a short little pass game going since the runs haven't been working the best so far. I think that would be kind of a key role right here in this drive.
8-yard gain. Garrett takes the snap, gives to Adrian Ward up the middle. 1st down, a little bit more, fights for an extra yard to the 33. 5 yards.
Another Canyon View 1st down.
And that just gives them another opportunity to be able to get another set of downs right here. a drive that they really need right now to be able to score, at least get some points on the board, try to make it a little bit closer.
1st and 10, Canyon View at its own 33, trailing 28-14 with 7:48 left to play. Garrett, quick throw right side to Hatch, or no, that's Main on his knees. He went down, lost his footing, but made the catch for a gain of 5.
Once again, Tyler Main just doing a really good job, not trying to do anything like too big or fancy, just making sure to secure the football, just get the amount of downs that they need.
That's 103 receiving yards for Tyler Main on 7 catches. By my count, unofficial stats, 5 yards on that catch. Quick throw, dangerous, jumped, picked off, and he'll head to the house. Austin Turnbow all the way for 6. Just lofted out there a little too much. Turnbow read it and took it 35 yards to the house.
And see, that was just a perfect situation right there by Turnbow. Just seeing right from the get-go that it was going to be a screen pass down there to the side, and it just totally went for it all in, and because of that, was able to get the pick 6.
That's 3 interceptions in the game for Garrett. Jake Garrett, he came in having thrown 4 interceptions total. Now, he didn't play 1 game at Snow Canyon, but so in 7 games, he'd thrown 4, tonight 3.
And that right there, that's just really hard and discouraging for a good quarterback like that, be able to come in with only 4 interceptions throughout the whole year, and coming up with 3 just in 1 game alone. That'd be kind of really tough and really difficult to be able to see that.
So Desert Hills with that pick 6 likely puts it out of reach. Now we do still have a bunch of time, 7:10 left to go, but Canyon View has dug themselves into a pretty deep hole.
Exactly. I feel that if Canyon View isn't able to put some points up here on the board right now, then it's pretty much game over right now for the Falcons.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Brad's Food Hut and Cartacrete Concrete to Go. Brad's is happy to present this broadcast. It's a traditional fixture in Cedar City and features the Bronco Burger. Plus, they've got fish and chips, grilled cheese, grilled turkey sandwiches, chicken sandwiches, shakes, and some soft drinks. Brad's is located on North Main Street in Cedar City. Wind picking up a little bit here, seems as we get later in the evening.
I know all my papers are starting to kind of fly around here in the booth. I'm not used to this cedar wind that always is coming and picking up out here.
It's getting a little bit chilly here tonight as well. I've got my jacket, just haven't put it on yet.
Where I'm from up north, this is perfect. Usually at this time of year, we're up in snow up in North Cache Valley.
Line drive kick, fumbled, and then scooped up back at the 3. Not much room to run, but he breaks a tackle, and then hammered out of bounds at the 16. A decent return by Tyler Barton after he'd dropped the initial catch.
And right there, that's 2 kicks right there that the Falcons haven't been able to really receive right off the bat, and it's cost them.
So Barton gets out to the 18-yard line, but yeah, 2 kicks not fielded cleanly and losing some yardage. Thank Mr. Stone for closing the door. Give up the middle. Is that Gunnar Hatch or Adrian Ward? Not much there. Gunnar Hatch picks up 2 to the 20. It's been an interesting night for Gunnar Hatch. I said feast or famine earlier, and that's really what it's been. A handful of big carries plus the 6-yard touchdown. The rest have been for 2, 3, -2, 1 yard. Garrett calls for it and gives again to Hatch up the middle. Again, not much there, and now a 3rd and long. It's going to be a tough situation.
And right here, it's kind of a tough situation here for the offense. Wondering if they should continue to try to pass and move the ball forward, even with 3 interceptions so far.
Right. And that may be part of the thinking of run on 1st and 2nd to get Garrett kind of back into the flow. And Jake in the shotgun calls for it. Pressure coming from the outside, slings it out to the right side. Jake Tom makes the catch, trying to find some room to run, and Desert Hills all over him. Gain of a couple, maybe.
And right here, as we can kind of see the punt team coming out, this drive right here was kind of a huge roll right here, because if they were able to get it in the end zone, get an onside kick, be able to try to get some more points on the board, try to keep it a little bit closer. But where they're bringing out the punt team, it's kind of looking a little bit more out of reach.
Falcons pick up about 3 yards on those 3 plays. Brings up a 4th down and 7. And the punt, a low line drive. Canyon View bounce at the 40 to the 47, 48, 49 yard line. 1st and 10, Thunder in Canyon View territory. Hey, somebody dropped this, Brother Stone. Can you, I don't know if you want to mention that or something. He dropped the credit card and was brought up here to the press box. 35-14. This has been an interesting game. Canyon View scored the first 14 and was looking pretty good even at the half. Their defense made a big stand. They led 14-7, but it's been all Thunder here in the second half.
Exactly. I think kind of what we talked about before, how since the Falcons were able to do so good defensively that first half, maybe this next half, since with all the effort and stuff, they were a little bit more fatigued, a little bit more tired, and we can tell from the kind of the passes that the Thunder has been able to perform.
A flag down and illegal participation against Desert Hills.
We could see there was one receiver trying to hurry and run off the field before they were trying to get everything across, but apparently he wasn't able to get off in time.
14 penalties, 126 yards against Desert Hills, 15 for 145 against Canyon View. That pushes Desert Hills back into their own territory. Quick throw out to the left side. Hendrick Lusk has some room to run, and he is down the left sideline, may be gone. 20, 10, 5. Flag flies as he dives forward and just short of the end zone, but a flag down at about the 13 will bring it back a bit.
Yeah, that definitely was a really good run, though. Just the speed and the agility that he had going down the sideline, just run past all the defenders. And unfortunately, it has to be called back due to the late hit.
Boy, that Lusk, he was going to, I think that was Lusk. He's been a dangerous weapon tonight. Illegal block in the back.
Against the Thunder. It's coming back.
And right there, that's a tough play right there, because they would have been really, really good field position to be able to put one in the end zone again.
Yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So back to the 22.
Excuse me, it's still a first down.
We'll call that a big gain. And 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Give up the middle. And a little bit of room inside the 20. Finally brought down about the 15. Connor Ashby or Cy Nunley didn't catch.
I think it was Connor Ashby there on the run. He did a really good job just being determined, just continue to just push forward, and not trying to get down at all.
It looked like maybe 34. Is that, do you see? Or 34. Peyton Kauvaka.
Oh, someone that we haven't seen before.
Yeah. Kauvaka picks up a few yards down to the 16. So that's a 6-yard gain. Kauvaka on the right hip of Fuilatolo gets the handoff again. This time Falcons all over him. Nowhere. Loses a yard.
Yeah, Canyon View, they did a really good job of being able to pick up on that same play once again and not letting him be able to plow through this time.
Back to the line of scrimmage, the 16.
3rd down and 4 for Desert Hills.
Yeah, we can definitely see here that Desert Hills is more taking the strategy to kind of run the ball a little bit more, getting more time off the clock now.
3rd down and 4. Fuilatolo under center, takes the snap, spins into the backfield, gets into some trouble. Flag flies as he goes down back at the 25. Cooper McMullen on the sack, but may have gotten a face mask or the helmet at some point. It was an interesting play action. Fuilatolo had his back turned to the defense as he spun around for a bootleg to the right. By the time he spun, the defense was right on it. Personal foul, face mask against Canyon View.
Against the Falcons.
16 penalties.
And once again, it's just another penalty that brings them closer towards the end zone. I think this is kind of a common occurrence so far that we've seen in the second half, which is really unfortunate for the Falcons.
Half the distance to the goal line. The ball spotted at the 11. Fuilatolo in the shotgun for 1st and 10. Gives right side, and Nunley with a little bit of room down to the 6. I believe that was Cy Nunley on the carry.
3:30 left in the game.
Nope, Connor Ashby. You guys use a lot of different running backs.
2nd down and 6.
Tough to keep track of who's who sometimes. Or is that Nunley, that running back? Oh, that's Kauvaka again, gets the carry and goes nowhere to the 6-yard line for 3rd down.
Great defensive stop.
It's really nice, though, being able to have all these different options to be able to use for running, because that way it kind of keeps the defense off balance a little bit. That the Thunder has a different kind of opportunity to get new people out there, fresh legs. That's a huge factor, and be able to try to get more yardage.
Well, it sure is. No gain on that play. Brings up a 3rd and 5. Kauvaka moves from left to the right hip of Fuilatolo. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff there, rolls right, looking, tosses it out in front. Flag flies as the catch is made and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Pass to number 10,
number 10 is Eric Olson, but the flag, I think, is going to be a hold or ineligible man downfield. Flag down back at the 5. Ineligible man downfield. That's the 2nd touchdown brought back tonight for ineligible receiver downfield.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
That's a total of 32 penalties between the two teams tonight.
Holy smokes.
Stat of interest, there has been 32 penalties tonight.
That is nuts. So back to the 11. And Desert Hills is doing exactly what it wants to on this drive. Penalties are not. They're eating up all the last few minutes of the clock. Trips left, Fuilatolo looks left, and deep fade to the back corner, just overthrows intended receiver, brings up 4th and 10.
That was a good look right there that Fuilatolo had up for the receiver, winding out towards the corner of the end zone. Just unfortunately was a little bit too long.
I got Fuilatolo unofficially 15 of 25, 229 yards, the 3 touchdowns, no picks. 35-14, Desert Hills leads, and it looks like they'll come out and attempt what would be about a 28-yard field goal. Line of scrimmage is the 11, and the holder, I think that's Braxton Turnbow, right at the 18-yard line. The kicker, big, is that Thean Lee? No, that's Hunter Bentley, and he boots it up, and plenty of distance. Looks like it's good, and it is. So a 28-yard field goal, good. 38-14, Desert Hills on top. 38 unanswered points for the Thunder.
And I think right there, that was close to near the same place that Chamberlain tried to attempt his kick. And this, but kind of the opposite end of the spectrum,
right,
was able to go right through.
Chamberlain's was about 5 yards further out. I think that was a 33-yard field goal, but it just, you're right, about the same spot. So that drive, well, interesting, including the field goal attempt, just 9 plays, but it ate up 3.5 minutes off the clock and finished with 3 points. And that essentially is a nail in the coffin. Canyon View would have needed a miracle. Now they need like BYU Holiday Bowl 1980 against SMU miracle.
Absolutely.
38-14 the score. Are you familiar with that game?
I am very familiar with that. Like, my parents, they're both very diehard BYU fans, and my dad, he always tells stories about when he was watching that, like listening to that game and everything. He goes off about it all the time. It's funny.
That's great. I'm impressed for a sophomore in college. You know about some history of good football. That's good.
Oh, that game as well as like the 1986 game against Notre Dame to win a national championship with the Hail Mary and everything.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right, Hunter Bentley with the kickoff, low line drive. Through the legs of Adrian Ward and into the end zone, touchback. 84 was the national championship.
Oh, it was
right?
84? Okay. I know it was either 84 or 86, something like that.
You're still close. I mean, you got the 80s, so good job.
No, coming back from this kickoff right here, I wonder if there's like a problem that the Falcons are having with kind of with the lights, as they've have been really struggling to be able to see the ball off the the kickoffs and be able to actually make some yards for a return.
Boy, it could be. I hadn't thought of that, but they certainly are having trouble with it. 2:15 left to play, and is that Jake Garrett still in there at quarterback? Takes a snap, quick swing out to the left side to Holden Miller, another of the quarterbacks for Canyon View. And Miller takes it up across the 30, near the 35 for a first down before he goes out of bounds.
And we can see that the Thunder have started putting in some of the JV players kind of towards the closing minutes, trying to get them some extra minutes as well here in Cedar City.
Out to the 35-yard line, so a 15-yard pass and catch. Garrett again to throw, goes to Miller again. He makes the catch and is hammered. Lost the football, picked up, and heading for the end zone. Rumbling to the 5, touchdown, Desert Hills. Holden Miller saying, hey, I was down, pointing to the ground. But the officials are giving the points to Desert Hills.
Wow. That's just a huge play defensively, being able to not only be aware of getting the person down for the tackle, but also is noticing the ball coming out and running it towards the end zone. That's just a lot of really good awareness by the Thunder right there. And just absolutely kind of just pushing this out of the water.
Boy, this has been quite a game. From 14-0, Canyon View led in the first quarter, to 38, make it 44. And we'll see with the extra point attempt here. The PAT coming up. Turnovers have killed Canyon View, especially here in this second half. The interception returned for a touchdown. The fumble returned for a touchdown. The extra point kick is up and good.
The point is good.
Desert Hills with 45 unanswered points after Canyon View led 14-0 in the first quarter.
Wow, it just kind of shows a huge factor of what we talked about before the game, when we get started, is turnovers. Turnovers and penalties have played a huge role and factor of how the Falcons have kind of let things fall apart, especially here in the second half.
Yeah, and interesting that turnovers early, because remember, Canyon View forced a turnover. Gabe Lake recovered a fumble at Canyon View's own 13. That's how they got their scoring started. So it helped them initially, the turnover. But then turnovers have killed them. And then the penalties, 16 penalties for 160 yards against Canyon View tonight. And I think 7 or 8 personal fouls that kept Desert Hills drives alive at times.
Yeah, it was just with that, it shows a sign of discipline that you got to be able to further create for your team offensively and defensively, not trying to get the flags as well as the turnovers. Turnovers on offense have been killing them.
You mentioned the trouble Canyon View has had with these kickoffs, and another problem, the challenge, is that Hunter Bentley's kickoffs, they're not like the uniform end-over-end high kick. There are a lot of low-line drives and kind of wobbly end-over-end type kicks, so that can add to that as well. Another flag. Of course, we started with flags. We've had flags in between, and we're going to finish with flags tonight.
It's the only way we can really end off the game, I feel like.
It's like when you walk into the store anymore, and if you don't have a mask on, it feels like, whoa, what did I feel like? It's like you walking in naked almost, right?
Absolutely.
If we didn't have a flag, a couple more here down the stretch, we'd be like, wait, what's going on?
I don't know, we're not watching the same game anymore.
Is that an unsportsmanlike conduct? What was the call? Unsportsmanlike. I just heard a fan say, oh, they made another touchdown. Oh, shoot. 45-14. Again, 45 unanswered points for Desert Hills. That's 175 yards in penalties for Canyon View. The one positive with that unsportsmanlike conduct is that it was during the kickoff. So 10 yards is not first and 25, first and 10 at their own 10. Garrett gives up the middle. Gunnar Hatch, who's the leading ball carrier for either team tonight, or for both teams, takes it out to the 19 for 9 yards.
There you go. And kind of a big thing that I think has helped Desert Hills as well is being able to contain Gunnar Hatch in not having so many big yard plays at it consistently. They've been doing really good with that.
Give again to Hatch. First down across the 20 to the 22. Running hard.
It's a first down for the Falcons.
Hatch, with his carries tonight, he's up over 900 yards, probably around 9, if I do some quick math, about 915 currently. He's out to the 23 on that carry, so 4 more yards. Hatch again, right side, room to run across the 35. Finally brought down about the 47.
And another Canyon View first down.
Gunnar Hatch wants to get to 1,000 yards tonight, the way he's running.
Exactly. And this is where the Falcons are probably wishing and praying that this was coming out earlier in this half rather than just kind of like the 2-3 yards that he was getting earlier.
Hatch, boy, keep going to him as long as it's working, and he picks his way across midfield for another first down. That's 13 more yards.
First down.
That's 14 yards for Hatch. Puts him over 100 yards tonight at 107.
So I think that was his last run of the night, though. He just barely started walking towards the sidelines. They're kind of giving him a little break for the night.
Adrian Ward into the game. 1st and 10, Canyon View at the Desert Hills 49. Ward around the right side, gets away from one tackler, room to run. First down, breaks a tackle, bounces out right side of the 35, and finally knocked end over end at the 33. So Ward picks up a good big chunk of yards.
Yeah, Canyon View definitely trying to get one more score up here on the board, try to get a little bit more momentum going into the next game next week with Dixie.
Time running down, 25 seconds left to play. Tonight's win will likely move Desert Hills above Canyon View in the RPI rankings. Ward takes it again to the 24. That's an 8-yard gain. Time running down with 8 seconds to go. Canyon View will try to get one more play off. The snap and a give to Ward around the left side. Some room to run. Can he get the blocks? Around the left corner, 10, 5, cuts back into the end zone. Touchdown, Adrian Ward, as time expires. Ward goes 24 yards to the house.
And see, that's just a really good, that's what I really like about Canyon View right here. They just do a really good job of kind of playing until the clock runs out. They're not just kind of wasting time, just ending the game, but pushing forward as much as they can, trying to get more points up there on the board. And that was a really good run right there by Adrian Ward, slicing through the defense, trying to find the open looks and able to get in the end zone.
Canyon View's scoring drives have started at their own 13, their own 8, and now their own 10. They just needed to start further back on all their possessions.
Exactly. All the kickoffs they should have got to around the 10, take a knee, and then start off.
So that ends the 45 unanswered point streak.
That's a game over.
Yeah, they won't attempt an extra point in this situation. 45-20, the final score. And you touched on it there, Nate. The play for pride sometimes, right, comes down to it. Canyon View giving it everything they had till the final whistle. They get that final score on the board. 45-20, the final score here at Canyon View High School. Stay tuned. The Brad's Food Hut Carter Creek Concrete to Go post-game wrap-up coming up, plus the Bullock Drug and Township Pharmacy Player of the Game. Stay tuned. Thunder 91, we'll talk about that when we return.
Hermes Drive-In is happy to sponsor youth activities in our area. They are located just north of the City Park on Main Street. Hermes features burgers, shakes, fries, and soft drinks, and a variety of other items, including scones. Hermes Drive-In, 294 North Main Street, Cedar City. Township Pharmacy is located near the hospital just off Main Street, and Bullock's Drug is downtown. Each pharmacy can fill your prescriptions, and they're happy to bring this broadcast your way. Curbside service available or inside the pharmacy. Township Pharmacy. Wendy's in Cedar City and Hurricane is happy to be a part of bringing broadcasts of high school activities for the youth in this area. Wendy's is open for breakfast early in the day and offers its full menu throughout the day and evening. Drive-up and delivery is available, and they have plenty of specials to choose from. Wendy's of Cedar City and Hurricane. $5 Pizza now has 2 locations in Cedar City. $5 offers pizza in 8-inch to 16-inch sizes. And in addition to the 30-inch Beast, they also have cinnamon bread, cheese bread, and chicken wings. $5 Pizza for carry-out and delivery too. $5 Pizza located at 1390 South Providence Center and now on North Main Street as well. $5 Pizza, happy to support athletics and other activities of local high schools. Brad's Food Hut is happy to present this broadcast. Brad's is a traditional fixture in Cedar City and features the Bronco Burger, fish and chips, grilled cheese, and grilled turkey sandwiches, chicken sandwiches, shakes, and of course, soft drinks. Brad's is located on North Main Street in Cedar City.
Welcome back to the post-game wrap-up brought to you by Brad's Food Hut and Carter Creek Concrete to Go. Canyon View scored the first 14, and then Desert Hills poured in 45 unanswered, including 24 points in the fourth quarter. In that fourth period, Desert Hills had a pick six and a fumble. What do they call that? A scoop and score. A fumble return for a touchdown, and Canyon View put one more touchdown on the board late for the final 45-20. This again is your Brad's Food Hut and Carter Creek Concrete to Go post-game wrap-up, and it was just an interesting game. Canyon View had, I think, such high hopes after a 14-0 lead in the first quarter, and then they got that big defensive stop at the end of the first half to hold the lead at 14-7, but the second half was all thunder.
Yeah, they absolutely just kind of fell apart defensively right there. The Thunder came out really well with their pass offense, and it was just way too much for the Falcons to be able to defend and compare. And I think what it came down to was a little bit of fatigue, as well as where they were able to pass so much. It opened up the run game a lot more too. So it just kind of kept the Falcons off their toes a little bit.
Desert Hills had a bunch of big plays. A few of them were called back for penalties. But they scored on a couple of big plays as well, and it looked to me like Desert Hills had some speed that Canyon View couldn't match in their defensive secondary, and that gave Canyon View's receivers some trouble because of that speed in Desert Hills secondary as well. Mm-hmm. And I think that translated especially into those big points and big plays in the second half. Now, so part of our Brad's Food Hut and Carter Creek Concrete to Go post-game wrap-up includes the Bullock Drug and Township Pharmacy Player of the Game. Before we get to that, a couple quick items. With the win, Desert Hills improves to 3-6 overall this season, 2-4 in the region. Canyon View drops its sixth straight and drops to 3-6 overall, 0-6 in Region 9 play. And other scores real quickly around Region 9. Pineview beat Dixie 32-21. Cedar crushed Hurricane 49-0. And Snow Canyon pulled away from Crimson Cliffs 44-24. So other than the Dixie leading for much of the game against Pineview, not a big surprise on those other scores in the region. Now, Nate, so now it's your turn. Bullock Drug and Township Pharmacy Player of the Game. You could, if Canyon View had won, you'd certainly look to Gunnar Hatch, 20 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown. You might think about Adrian Ward, who goes 12 carries, 86 yards with a score. Jake Garrett looked good initially. In fact, 4 of 7, 104 yards and a touchdown early, but then threw 3 picks the rest of the way. So if you look at Desert Hills and the guys they had, none of their running backs really stood out. What does it come down to? Who's your pick?
So I think definitely what it comes down to as we decide the player of the game comes down to with a lot of consistency. We could see with Adrian Ward and Gunnar Hatch that they did have really big runs and they had to have a lot of yards, but they weren't consistent with their runs. They'd have like a big 15, 16-yard run, and then after they'd only get about 2 or 3. Where we picked kind of our player of the game is from Desert Hills quarterback Noah Fuilotolo, sorry about that. Right. He definitely was exceptional, going 15 of 25 passing with 229 yards, and then also he came out with 3 touchdowns. One of the greatest things that we were able to see too is how calm and composed he was, even for being just a sophomore. He has a lot of confidence in the field, as well as trust in his players and his teammates to be able to get open, make plays for him, and we were able to see that as he was able to run for couple yards where it was looking like he was going to get sacked, and then also being able to see and recognize his open teammates down the field for passing touchdowns.
And it seems like any more successful quarterbacks have to have that Patrick Mahomes quality or ability of when things break down, what do? They improvise and make something happen. And Fuilatolo did that well tonight. There are a few times things broke down. He made something happen. You mentioned a few running plays that picked up positive yardage, a few times where things broke down, and he got out of the pocket, found an open receiver for the score, things like that. So Fuilatolo, I like it. Good pick. He goes, as you mentioned, 229 yards on 15 to 25 passing, 3 touchdowns. The Bullock Drug and Township Pharmacy Player of the Game. Looking ahead real quick, briefly to next week as we wrap up our Brad's Food Hut post-game show. Canyon View hosts Dixie. We've kind of been going back and forth covering Canyon View or Cedar, and I think next week we'll cover Cedar's game against Snow Canyon. That's at Cedar High School, 7 o'clock, and that'll actually be Wednesday night with fall break coming up. So Wednesday evening we'll be back on the air with more high school football here on Thunder 91. Nate, thanks so much, man.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be able to come out here. It was a lot of fun being able to commentate and get a little bit more practice in being here on the radio. I really loved it, and I hope I'll be able to come back a little bit more.
Looking forward to doing some more games with you. I want to thank Kylie Rose back in the studio. Thank all of our sponsors and underwriters, including, of course, Wendy's, Ogden's Flooring and Design, Township Pharmacy, and Bullock Drug. $5 Pizza, Bullock Drug, and, of course, Township Pharmacy, Brad's Food Hut, and Carter Concrete to Go, and Hermes Drive-In. 45-20 the final score. We thank you for tuning in on Thunder 91.
Fall football.